Hello, beautiful people. We are live. We are live. We are live on day two. On day two of WrestleMania week, we're like your wrestling advent calendar. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. We are here covering anything and everything. And tonight we got NXT live. We got the go home show for Stand and Deliver. We've got Grayson Waller answering Johnny Gargano. We've got a battle royal for the last spot in the North American title match. We've got a triple threat for the last spot in the ladder match. So absolutely, folks, we are here covering anything and everything. So be a friend, tell a friend, strap on, strap in, because NXT go home show for WrestleMania week starts right now. Yes, hello again, fine folks. It is a lovely Tuesday night. And first off, well, besides the fact that we are the Wrestling for Life Network, nobody does it like we do and everything like that. But didn't you quit NXT? And second part, what the fuck?
Well, it's WrestleMania week, and I mean, I am Mr. Every Night, and our buddy Piff Cliff couldn't make it, so man, off the bench, here we go.
And well, I was going to say, actually, that was the second part that I was thinking of, by the way, second part. So now we can actually do this right, by the way. So, folks, sing along if you know it at home. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gentlemen of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube Tag Team Champions of the World, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick. And again, like I said, I thought you quit NXT, but how are you doing, sir? We're kicking off, by the way, with the Battle Royale.
I quit NXT almost over a month ago now. And I did. I ran over to Thursdays. I'm hanging out with Luna doing Impact and Ring of Honor. But, I mean, look, I come back to Tuesday, and it's a shit show right out of the gate.
All hell is breaking loose.
I think there's Apollo Crews and Dijak in there.
Yeah, Dijak just eliminated good old what's-his-name here.
Scripts
but no, we're about to have the Dijakinata taken out, but I will take a moment of thank you, everybody. Like I said, we are here on Tuesday night. We are here for day two of WrestleMania season, WrestleMania week. We're back at it like a jackrabbit. But Damien, what up? Jack, what up? C Money, what up? Larry, never fear, Larry is here. Jordan, Chef, what?
Someone else got kicked out.
Oh, we've even got AW Excalibur here, which, by the way, folks, if you ever wanted to hear us talk and get into a topic and everything like that, if that's what you like about this channel, then strap on and strap in when we get to the first commercial break.
Wow, that looked like shit.
As Damon Kemp gets dumped out on the outside.
Nathan Frazier. I can't believe
everyone who quits eventually comes back.
It's true. It's a wrestling thing, right? Like, I retired.
You got sucked in by the WrestleMania week.
Yeah, right? One more show.
Yeah, you're Ric Flair in NXT right now here.
Right?
Just don't pass out twice, please. I don't have water on standby, none of that.
I might just faint. All this NXT action, though. Right? Oh,
no, the Dijakinata. But so, folks, I guess you can give us your prediction on if you're watching NXT, if you know who's in the Battle Royal. As we get the spot that I hate the most when it comes to Battle Royals of I'm going to pull you out from underneath the bottom rope, and that's how I get rid of you of like, well, you were technically never eliminated.
Are we setting up Quincy Elliott and Dijak like Keith Lee?
Odyssey Jones, get it right. Don't disrespect Odyssey Jones.
Oh, wait, Quincy was here before. See, guys, I'm a little rusty. I really did quit
NXT. The one that CJ's doppelganger, like something.
Right?
Like
I really did quit.
Yeah, so see, then Dijak pops back in.
Is that Jinder?
Jinder, yeah, don't hinder the Jinder. Yeah, you've missed a hot minute.
Yeah. No, I know Jinder was back. I just didn't realize he was still there. So, social gathering.
Well, we had Jinder competing for a world title, and I honestly could have believed it if he won it.
I think he should have, especially with Veer and not Shane.
That's a main roster faction, though, I feel.
Yeah, send them up, man. They're ready.
Right, but we've got social gathering. Oh, Apollo Crews knocks out Idris Enofe, and then his partner there just kind of wimbly-wombly just, I go too.
Never let go, Jack.
Well, Scripps landed on his feet, but you're still eliminated, my guy. And thank God.
He even sold it like he was stupid. I just can't help myself. When I see things, I flip them.
Well, I just got to flip, my guy.
I'm supposed to take you serious as an athlete, and you accidentally flipped out of the match. And
I took him more seriously as Reggie than I do right now. But folks, by the way, we are in a commercial break. But so, do we want to talk about the elephant in the room? I know you want to wait till Wednesday to talk about certain things.
We can talk about anything. That's why I love this channel, man. We get into anything you want to get into. And man, listen, I actually had some heated conversation with some people today about this said topic.
You were heated in our conversation, and no one provoked it. You were just like, "This fucking guy, I was like, whoa, my God! I was like, all right, so you want to talk about it beforehand?
I just think of like months and weeks, and all the days that we've been on here doing this, and the ups and downs of this story. I mean, it's like fuck. I just almost like come to a point.
By the way, Larry, what up? Jack, what up? Victor, what up? But it goes to say, though, how Moxley even said I've done 8 years on the indies. I did a little bit of time in developmental. I did 8 years in WWE, and I've never seen more drama bullshit in one space. And now, granted, he did caveat that with there's certain people that stay above that, allegedly.
Yep.
And certain people get dragged down into it. But I think the other comment is more damning. And to me, Moxley and Punk are both right, because the whole fact that Moxley didn't have a contract going into the summer, around SummerSlam time, he's booked in a main event feud, and at one point won the title, doesn't have an actual contract. I get partially why, but at the same time, somebody's involved there. At the same time, Punk's technically, allegedly not medically cleared. The only person in the room that knows both sides of that situation is Tony Khan. And you're muted, but that man is 100% at fault of whether you want to view it as, well, so the inmates just run the asylum. Cool. Well, that means he lost control. Or you want to view it of, well, this happened under his watch. Yeah, well, Tony knew everything that was involved, still went Wyatt. He looked very bad. And that's part of why they probably don't want to go to litigation with Punk. Tony looks very bad on every way you look at this situation.
Not to Tony, though. And that's where this becomes a dilemma. There's a collective that think they're right. There's a collective that think they're in good standing, and nobody really wants to hear the truth. And anything that's presented to them as the truth gets bogged down as hating, or, you don't understand. This has been divisive for a long time in this company. And I believe as an AEW fan, and that's why I kind of fucked around on Twitter of like, Tony, come talk to us. As AEW fans, I want to understand, because you know what? I chalk this all up to inexperience, lack of knowledge, inability to control shit, inability.
Yeah, but you know what? It costs to pay the boss.
You gotta keep going, and you gotta have your shit together. And he has no control over this. And that's every couple weeks someone pops off. And you think about it, for all the years, nobody would fucking cross Triple H like that. Nobody would cross Vince McMahon like that. Fuck, most people wouldn't cross a Paul E like that. But at every fucking week, or a few times a fucking week, somebody from the locker room is spouting off about their coworkers. And you know what? I agreed with a lot of what Moxley said, as far as, one, it was very interesting. He didn't say anything. He didn't say, you're lucky I don't blast that guy. Oh, what he said was, I could put a whole ton of people on blast. To me, that was very telling. Because there is a lot of shit, and it's both sides.
But that's the thing, isn't it? Goes still down to even when Darby, as we've got Frank the Tank and Gulak both eliminated. So we're down to Axiom.
Oh, they're mad at each other now?
Jinder, Frazier, and a Sneeze.
When did they stop being friends?
Oh, Apollo's out. I want to say last week. when I think that's when Gulak picked Dempsey as his protege over Frank the Tank.
Okay.
Rather than him being a faction, they just, there can only be two.
There can only be two.
Instead of like Highlander, where there can only be one, there can only be two.
Two's company, three's a crowd, bud.
But to me, again, it costs to be the boss. It falls on Tony Khan, no matter how you feel about, even if it's EVPs as Jinder's out, but if you feel about EVPs, what have you,
Jinder's gonna stop
any sort of way, like I said, it's either Tony letting the inmates run the asylum, or he has no control over the situation and nobody feels like there's an actual threat with him being in charge.
No, and that's it. We talk about it all the time. And like Tony making interesting decisions. You got your world champion not under contract. That's risky. We talked about it with FTR. Would Tony be ballsy enough to book him for 4 weeks, have him go under, and have him walk on to WWE a couple nights later? Yeah, he would. Clearly. Right. What the fuck is he doing?
By the way, I do like this as the crowd chanting, not. But Steven, thank you. Bless you, Achu. A sneeze. I can just think of what
Men
was
in
it?
Tights.
Like, Achu.
Achu. That's my name.
Right. But so bless you and bless you and bless you. But that's the thing is, so Tony's at fault for either letting a guy that was not under contract face a guy that wasn't medically cleared for his world championship, or everybody's just running roughshod over there. So no matter what, he sucks as a booker, a general manager, as running a wrestling company outside of financially, I feel.
Yeah, no, I mean, but the dilemma has been they think they're doing great. They're patting each other on the back. It's this big giant circle jerk.
Echo chamber.
And it was very telling that Punk went off randomly. Oh, shit.
Oh, Dempsey's out. Little Regal's gone. So we're down to Axiom. And
that was so rude. Get the fuck out.
I was going to say, where is Piff Cliff here? We're down to Axiom and Nathan Frazier.
Yeah, like, did he pick this?
What in the name of 7-match series do we have paying off right now here?
Right. Nathan Frazier is going to win. What do they get if they win this?
They win a slot in the Fatal 5-Way for the North American Championship, which also features Dragon Lee, Wesley. Christ, you're going to make me. I didn't have the
Dragon Lee, Wesley, Bumblebee,
Tony D'Angelo. Yeah, no, it might feature Bumblebee. It might be a tie-in there,
right?
But it has, as
Keith Lee,
AJ Lee. Bring Keith Lee home, please. But yes, it's Wesley, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, and spoiler alert, someone's already updated it. I won't say who.
Nathan Frazier for the win.
Right. Good on you.
Dragunov and McDonough. That's going to be a good it's going to be a good ladder match on Saturday.
Stand and Deliver, this one very much feels to me like they're going back to like the takeover styles of like, shit, well, we've got to have a ladder match like we had at Philadelphia,
right?
And everything for the North American Championship. So we've got all the women in it. We've got a random Fatal 5-Way. We've got Bron versus Carmelo, which is your two top guys in that promotion, no matter what.
Spoiler alert, I'm going Carmelo this time. I have to. I like it.
Oh, they just did a double super kick spot, like how Ricochet and Carmelo, speaking of Carmelo, did the crossbody springboard spot. Logan and Ricochet did the crossbody spot. They just did a diagonal ring super kick spot.
No, that looked wicked. No, I mean, dude, I'm listen, people want to jump on the fucking Punk's an asshole bandwagon. Listen, sometimes he was an asshole, and I get it. He probably wasn't easy to work with. But again, I think in this scenario, he's been silent until now. And the minute he spoke, everyone snapped. But I mean, if you're seeing screenshots and message boards, and if you're seeing bullshit and continually just slander and things that are wrong and things that are fucking asinine. And I'll be straight up. Dave Meltzer should be absolutely ashamed of himself. Literally should be ashamed of himself. I'm embarrassed for that.
Sorry, we just had a hell of a spot there. Go ahead. Sorry to
The crowd is crazy for this.
Jesus this is these final two, like I said, they had a best of 7 as Nathan Frazier gets dumped out on the outside after
Axioms. They love Axiom.
He's the superhero.
Ricochet Jr.
Right. He's finally Vince got his Mighty Mouse.
So
here I come to save the day in slow motion.
Hey, don't get me started on fucking slow motion. I was saving that rant for tomorrow too.
Well, you can have that.
I'm mad at it.
To me, like I said, it's not Punk's wrong. It's not even Moxley's wrong or anything like that. And again, like you said, Punk doesn't respond in any of these situations till kind of provoked a bit. So I think that's why, though, it feels so visceral and so pent up and lands the way it lands. But yeah, this is a lot of working maneuvers that have all been working in the wrong direction, whether it's Meltzer being just a blowhard for any story Tony Khan wants out there.
Not even that, though.
I like the whole how much of the I think he's about to come back.
It's reporting the whispers.
Well, you had so many people saying of like, I think he wants to come back. And then literally the next thing out of Punk's mouth is like, fuck you all.
It's a funny coincidence. And that's why at first I was like, is this a fucking
what in the
that's a lot.
Yeah, what in the name of Jurassic Park?
Jurassic Park?
I don't know what to call it. They've got the Pharrell Williams hat.
Looks like the cast of Kingpin.
I don't watch that show, so fair enough.
But
so are we gonna get Pretty Deadly hosting Stand and Deliver?
Yes.
I just have him host WrestleMania with The Miz and just have it be a cross-promotional thing.
Right?
At this point, I think it would work. Like I said, they should be the maximum male models.
Yeah, why not? Otis is going to be one.
Otis, get it right.
Otis. It should be an M name, I'm just saying.
Motis?
Motis.
He's the Motis with the Otis.
Most intriguing match for Stand and Deliver.
I'm assuming that's a question. What's your choice? Or do you want me to go first?
I figured you'd go first. You're
my choice is Bron Breakker versus Carmelo because it becomes one of those of, I think no matter what, Carmelo's moving up. Or
no matter what,
one of these two is moving up.
Yeah.
And I feel like whoever leaves without the championship is the one moving up first.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. I think before I quit NXT on the weekly, I think that my thought process was that Carmelo deserved or could use a really good run as champion.
Fair enough.
Wait, we got Mustache University?
Yeah, we've got Chase U and Tyler Bate backstage. Yeah, that's become a thing now. As you can see, Duke Cousins, that's just not about it at all.
Duke Wellington not happy.
But still, this is the best you could do with Tyler Bate. Like, Axiom is competing for the North American Championship over Tyler Bate. Make it make sense.
I'm so confused because I felt like weeks ago they Wellington and Andre weren't happy with each other. Now
they've completely reconciled. It's been a whole story of Cliff's fallen in and out of love with Chase U in that whole time since you've been here on NXT. Yeah, it's been a whole soap opera. I halfway want to say I'm the man with more gimmicks than NXT because that's literally what this whole show has been. It's just like 80s nostalgia, just run it back gimmicks.
Right.
But we are in commercial break, folks. So I'll remind you as they are hyping up Friday. We'll be back here tomorrow for Wednesday. I was skipping a day. We got AEW Dynamite with Jeff Cobb versus Kenny Omega for the New Japan North American Championship.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday, we're already dipping our toes heavy into the WrestleMania waters here because we've got Ring of Honor, the Go Home show for Supercard of Honor, and we've got Impact, the pre-show Go Home show before. I keep wanting to call it Multiverse of Madness too. I'm sure you'll accept me on the actual name.
I accept that.
But their crossover show with New Japan, which we'll be covering directly after that, starting at
in a rare case. It's rare that we do like the weekly show followed by the pay-per-view.
Immediately followed by, and trust me, we might have had some poking and some jabbing and everything about other shows.
We'll see. What?
But and then Saturday we'll be here early. We're kicking it off with some XFL coverage. We're giving you the weekend recap for XFL, which, by the way, go DC, still the only undefeated team in the XFL. And then we'll be here. Christ, I'm skipping a whole fucking day again.
This is a long story.
Yeah, go ahead. You do it better. Fine. Go ahead.
I think you just lost yourself.
I skipped a day and realized it.
We're here all weekend long. We start at 12:30 on Saturday. We go all day. We don't stop. We're putting together some games, some trivia, some fun, chances to win prizes. We're going to be taking all predictions all day long, stand and deliver. And then that night we come back with WrestleMania night 1. And then if that wasn't enough, we come back for WrestleMania night 2. So we got 4 straight days of what I would describe.
Right, and I forgot Friday. We're going to be here for Supercard of Honor, SmackDown, and Rampage.
Vitamins, folks. He's
exactly. Sometimes the walls, the page on the promo, they stick together.
I'm telling you guys, if you go back, rewind, you can see the light bulb go off. Friday.
I already thought about that. I let you have it, and I thought you'd pick up where I left off, and you missed the day too. So it's like, fuck it, somebody's got to mention it.
You were already on Saturday. I just took the baton.
Yeah, no, like I said,
I had to work.
That's how much wrestling we're covering here, folks. And literally, we're having debate about what shows not to cover, because we're here covering anything and everything. Nobody does it like we do, often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. We got the merch store, we got the Discord, we got the Twitters, we got the Instagrams, we got all the socials going down behind or below us and everything like that. And we do also have the super chat, the super stickers, the super chat. If you want to make sure your comments know, make sure we get to it, all of that. If you want to just help support the channel. And we got the super stickers of, at this point, I feel like we might just mix them all together and keep a running catalog of them and just put them into an Andre the Giant battle royal.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like it. We got some what's going on while you're
what? Oh, yeah. See, I haven't even said this whole time.
Right.
That's how you know when the gimmick's over when you're not even gonna say
it. Brooks and Dunn.
Can you still believe that Jensen is the son of B Squared Bully Buchanan?
Yeah, it shocked me, to be honest.
And then we've got him and Nost Malone with Bar Rescue. Yeah, this has been the longest story going through NXT. This has been, if you like Ozarks, if you like all of the fucking Westworld, Bar Rescue, if you watch CMT, any of that shit, this is the fucking storyline for you.
I like a couple of the shows you mentioned, and I don't like this. So,
this is the watered down version. This is the great value version.
This is the soft core version. I mean, pause.
Prince Joanna.
Yeah, that's what this feels.
I mean, Gianna looks a little bit like the brunette Alicia Silverstone from Clueless there, but
it's unbelievable.
As I've got Von Wagner coming out right now.
What did Larry say? People are laughing at Larry. I thought a tumbleweed effect was in front of It kind of was. Like, it's the weird dude. It's so fucking hapless. Oh no.
But no one will care if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it. Does it actually make a sound?
Is everyone going to be upset about the breakup of Bar Rescue?
Not a
Broken,
nobody,
heartbroken,
not no way, not no how.
right? Like the Rockers all over again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that just the only thing that Sean knows how to do?
Right. Victor, we will be here for the Hall of Fame on Friday. We'll be here for Supercard of Honor on Friday. We'll be here for Multiverse United on Thursday night. That's a late one. We're going to be here for as much as we possibly can. I know we got Josh Barnett's Bloodsport will be in the background on a Thursday. Yeah, we only got so many screams so many times, but we will cover just about everything.
Well, I liked how somebody I think in our Discord even said, "If you guys ain't covering it, it ain't wrestling."
Right? Good
But
point.
so we're getting Tyler Bate versus Von Wagner, and it was A, not advertised, and B, it's got all of Chase U right in front of it. When this could actually be, this again should be a fucking qualifying match for the North American Championship.
It's not? Okay.
Right. This is just a match. This is just a thing. But so give us your predictions, folks, whether you're taking Tyler Bate or Von Wagner. Prehistoric Edge, I think Cliff might have called him at one point.
Prehistoric Edge?
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
That's pretty good. I can get behind that.
But we've got Von Wagner versus Tyler Bate. We've got Baby Bloom. So let us know who you're taking. I'm going to take Tyler Bate. Even as much as I've been
can't take Nomad Edge.
Von Wagner. What?
Yeah, I'll go Tyler Bate.
Well, then, damn, you're making me almost want to change my pick just because of how much I defamed and besmirched this man's name.
Well, I'll go Wagner. I'll go Von Wanker all the way.
Von Wanker.
Poor guy. Who named this guy? His last name's Bloom. Can't we just call him, In Bloom or something?
Well, no, because In Bloom. He just comes out with flowers. He's just
right.
We can't even call. We got to call Bron Breaker instead of Rex Steiner. But
that to me, I mean, once they acknowledged it, it seemed really weird. Like, here's my dad, but I don't like his name, so I'm Steiner.
Yeah, I can't live in the dog face gremlin shadow, so I'm
Breaker. Gonna come out and bark though.
Yeah, I'll still have a back and forth with Chucky and everything, just like he did. But
right?
I don't bark like he did. Excalibur's taking Bate. You know it, not so far. Why? Unreal Speedball Mike Bailey wrestling 3 times on Thursday night.
Yeah. Is he all three? What's the third? I know he's doing well, they changed up the Impact is showing 2 never before seen matches. So we're getting kind of
old. You also just have this thing called tape delay of
I'm just wondering what the third card is. I don't know what the third show is.
He's got to be probably advertised, and I'll have to fact check it, or if somebody wants to.
Oh, is he on Josh Barnett? Yeah,
no, he'd be on Ring of Honor. He'd be on.
I don't think he's on
Impact and on Multiverse. There, I know I keep saying the name wrong, but Tyler Bate with Von Wagner in the corner right now. Jordan, what up?
Yeah, hi, Jordan.
I was about to say I'm not alone, and then I was like, wait, I see it.
No.
Rewatch the Hook versus Stokely match. Tell me why Stokely was looking like the Repo Man in Nation of Domination. Farouk had a baby. You're not
why do you rewatch it?
Actually, first question. Actually,
yeah, that's my question.
Why did you run that back? Like,
yeah, what made you do that?
Glutton for punishment. I see.
Did you see they had a rating spike during it though? Makes me laugh.
Oh Lord! But I've got Thea Hale stomping a mud hole in Robert Stone's behind and walking it dry, and it's a shame that Robert Stone was Robbie E in TNA and Impact. And everything.
Yeah,
he can wrestle.
He was somebody somewhere, buddy.
Aren't we all somebody somewhere?
Right. Oh!
Slap hands.
Wellington's still upset.
Omega versus Cobb is tomorrow. Yes, it is. Jack taking Tyler Bate.
I love that springboard.
Oh, yes, he is on Bloodsport because he's against Kota Ibushi. Yes.
Oh, that's right. We knew that.
Well, yeah.
At one point, we knew that.
At some point. But so Tyler Bate just wins because I missed. What?
Fries are done.
We're gonna bring a game. But I don't know what that was. But so Tyler Bate picks up the win over Von Wagner.
Dun, dun, dun. Nice. What's up, bros? It's good to see you. Omega versus Cobb. I don't know. I'm just not like these matches.
Story. It's a New Japan story.
But fuck that. That's fucking dumb.
But that's what's great about AEW is because they could just bring anybody in whenever because, you know, we don't have not enough TV time for everybody as it is.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're getting a video package right now of Schism, brainwashing Chase U.
The Schism will be in control. Pause.
And discount Judgment Day. Why has that man got like 4 roots on his? Oh, I get it, but like,
oh wait, they hijacked Chase U.
Yeah, they apparently are brainwashing everybody.
Okay.
1 tree, 4 roots. Like, what in? This is when the goth kids strike back. I feel.
But does this not mean that who was in the Red Hood, by the way? Oh, did that end up being Ava Raine?
Yes.
Okay.
Though the one that I've compared and said she's the Rhea Ripley of Schism.
She looks so much like her dad.
People tends to come at me with pitchforks.
She is. She's just like, see, people think you're making she's, you know, on par with Rhea, but that's not what you're saying. She's just playing that Rhea Ripley role or trying to be that.
And she's helped elevate the faction. So we've got Roxy backstage upright, fine, and healthy. So I still think she gets added into this ladder match. We've discussed this before. I don't agree with the way that they wrote her off.
I have a theory.
Go ahead.
I think they took so much heat, like they were like everyone freaked out about it, like playing up this, and I can't believe they did that. They were like, "Listen, just stay home for a couple of weeks. Everyone's losing their fucking mind, so you're going to be really hurt for a couple of weeks. We'll bring you back for the pay-per-view."
But does that not say something though that we can't build a fucking credible storyline, that we have to fake a severe injury to get people compelled to watch?
Well, everybody lost their fucking noodle, and I had no problem with, like, if her fainting was part of some story or some angle.
But they didn't play it off like that, though. That's the thing.
But they're not supposed to. They're supposed to make it real. You're supposed to believe it. It's not supposed to be make believe. Like, it's supposed to be like, shit. Like when you give that guy a pile driver, it's supposed to look like you killed him. Like it's supposed to sell realism. So her passing out, I don't understand the problem.
You saw the response though to something that happened very similar within the same year. I get it was supposed to be a callback.
I don't think every time you go to do a storyline or an angle in wrestling, you have to look through all the headlines and make sure you're not eerily getting near something. Sometimes coincidences happen. Yeah, I mean, I don't see, I can't imagine anyone going, let's do that Buffalo Bills thing. Like, I think at the end of the day, it was an angle. I think they did it because Triple H, because Shawn Michaels had done it in the past. So
I know it was a Shawn tribute, quote unquote. Yeah, it was a callback thing, but
yeah, I think this is where wrestling fans confuse me. It's like, wrestling's fake. It's bullshit. We want it to be authentic and real. This girl goes through a fucking war of a match, and it kicked her ass so bad she passed out at the end.
I see. To me, perfect. I get I want it to have that real vibe of, obviously I've talked about how MJF's still one of those people that can still do the whole kayfabe and work that angle through Twitter and social media and everything like that, and just 100% live the gimmick. But to me, where you, and this could be, I'm sure you're going to say this is biased. But when it's so similar to something, because to me, that match did not build up to that. Nothing that I watched in that match felt like
Her
that
getting
was
kicked in the head a whole bunch
happen.
of times didn't lead up to the possibility of being concussed.
And we've had so many goddamn faults. You're numb to the fucking senses with shit like that.
Well, that's where they're, but this is why they're giving you that. They're like, see, look here. And then everyone's like, oh, that was too real. Back off, back off.
But see, no, to me, it was more of just the feint and everything. That feint spot felt so out of nowhere because I didn't associate any strikes, anything in the match that happened.
She got kicked in the head
to that because they so much.
I know you got a hard head, but she got kicked in the head 30 times, but she kicked the shit out of her. So that's why when she fainted, I was like, okay, that makes sense.
And you can, now I can turn on any other show and watch somebody take like 2 Canadian destroyers and no sell it. And then
that's wrong. So using them as using something incorrect as an example is not beneficial.
Like I said, that
shouldn't happen.
I'm pretty positive a good chunk of my feeling and my opinion on this is because of bias and recency bias.
Yeah.
And I'm not denying that, but I will argue my point because that's how I feel. To me, you could have done it better without doing it that way.
Yeah,
and then to just not explain anything, just no sell it, just write it off of, and it just ta-da.
Well, I mean, that's where I think they kept her out. They were just like, listen, let this die down because we're having an adverse response to it. But I mean, this is the problem. I mean, you got to let it be a show. You got to let it be crazy. You got to let it have moments where we're like, oh my God. Yeah, it's such a weird time. Like everyone gets real sensitive about a lot of things and then complains nothing's exciting. Everything's a remix, a remake, a fucking re-over, a redo, because you can't. It's the safest thing to do. Everything's fucking just generic and don't hurt a feeling and don't push a button and don't give me anxiety and don't upset me.
Don't lump me in with that just because of all.
I'm not lumping you in with that. I'm lumping that argument in with that. Oh.
Well, we've got Roxy backstage with HBK, and like I said, I think she still gets added in this match. That's what I've heard through the grapevine, that she's not going to lose the title. There's no change. This was all just to build up.
I agree.
And that's what sucks though about this.
Yeah, but when Shawn Michaels did it, and we were all
that was great in the fucking 80s. Like,
so why can't you, if something happened in the 90s,
man who just sat there and stood on the pedestal of everything's a remake, a rehash, and everything like that, they're sitting there and saying, so why can't you just do what they did?
No, but I'm saying if he did it, like people were crying, people were upset, but like that's part of the show. So 20 years later, somebody does it, and it's like, oh no, that's not good. I was upset. I was worried about her. What?
I didn't even think about the head trauma type thing, which, by the way, you're a company that champions and had a former wrestler write a whole book and kind of forge the path on concussion treatment and everything.
Yeah,
that's but when you have that involved, but I went instantly to, like I said, and it could just be bias of being a Bills fan. I went to the Damar Hamlin situation, and that to me. Yeah. I understand you can't sit there and you can't read through everything, but you can't tell me you're that fucking tone deaf and don't know that happened.
Yeah, because it didn't cross my mind at all. So I mean, that's proximity.
You're Canadian; it doesn't count,
right? Like, I mean, I'm pretty close to Buffalo, but I mean, at the end of the day, dude, I never made that correlation. So, and I don't think anyone there would have. I mean, maybe they did. Maybe that was the inspiration. But like I said, Shawn Michaels thought, you know what, we're going to run up this. We're going to help build your baby face of coming against adversity. She's talking about having anxiety right now. So that's kind of interesting.
I didn't hear that. I'm hearing her talking about wanting to climb that ladder, pull down that championship that she never lost.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. And then part of this to me is there was no other way to make conflict or to make any sort of compelling storyline with her outside of a severe injury storyline.
Yeah, that's why I think that's what happened. I think they saw the blowback and they were just like, because yeah, we're just going to sell it. You know what? We're going to take the belt off you, make everyone think you're really. I don't think that was originally the intent, but I think it was a good out.
Well,
And
no,
now
I'm
look
saying
at
that that's
she's
an indictment
begging
that
for her
they've built
shot.
nobody else up to compete with her.
She's going to climb that ladder, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
It's my
I
pick.
can't tell if Sean's looking at me or her.
That's. I thought it was
Focus, Sean. Focus. Valentina Feroz.
So she's back in.
What? Who?
Rock. See, what the hell is this? Valentine Feroz. When did she start wearing the hat?
I have no idea. I have no
I'm
idea.
a peacock. You got to let me fly, Mike.
Feroz. Sorry, it's Feroz, even though it's spelt Feroz.
Feroz.
Yeah, Feroz, like Ferrari.
Oh,
Feroz. Yeah, it just I remember now because they're showing the replay of everybody in the chat was letting me know that this was a level up story. So we've now crossed the threshold with NXT, how AEW brings in dark and dark elevation storylines, that now this was NXT bringing in a level up storyline.
Right. Logan Paul conducts contract expires WrestleMania 39 this weekend. Is that true? Is that true?
I need proof. And see, so your girl's coming out right now, Elektra Lopez, because this is the story, the bill that they had for it. As someone pointed out, she's from AEW. Right. Again, well, when you're not one of the 12 people that Tony uses on Dynamite and Rampage, then we don't know who you are, because unfortunately we cover enough wrestling. At times you miss the darks, the dark elevations, the after darks, the pre-darks, the semi-darks, the milky whites, all of that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm surprised. Elektra Lopez is good, man. I'm curious to see how long she's going to stay here, because I understand why she didn't go up with Phantasma, but Phantasmo?
I don't, because it make sense, Sway, of what difference would it have made?
You're right. That's the thing. At the time, I argued with you because absolutely name value, blah, blah, blah. But if you were doing something, now that they did nothing, you're like, oh, that could have been anybody. That could have been B-Fab. It didn't matter.
Yeah, well, to me, it would have a bit more made sense, I feel, with Elektra Lopez. Of that's continuity, that's carrying a faction across brands.
Right.
But we've got Elektra Lopez versus, I already forgot her first name, Feroz. So give us your predictions of that if you want. And why is it Elektra Lopez?
Yeah, Elektra Lopez for the win. A couple, well, Dale's in there. Yeah, what, dude? I forgot her first name too. I'm not lying.
Exactly. Don't even try. Don't extend yourself that far.
Right.
Picking Elektra for the win using brass knuckles. Again, would be a callback to the previous situation. The silver cage coming back this weekend for Hell in a Cell. Yes, we don't have the red milk crate, the milk carton.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to do my best to avoid the WrestleMania actual setup. Like with how long we're going to be here covering WrestleMania and all of that, and just with doing what we do, I want to wait and be surprised at the WrestleMania set and the stage and everything when we tune in. But I have seen that they're going back to the old silver Hell in a Cell, which I like, because goddamn was that red cage awful. It was so distracting to try and watch, as Elektra Lopez picks up the win on a power bomb in a nothing match. And so far, outside of, we had the Battle Royal, and then we've had a little bit of Schism and Chase U, but we haven't had really any build towards Stand and Deliver, I feel. Logan Paul said on his podcast, unfortunately, Damien, I don't trust Logan Paul worth a shit on anything. I feel like you probably might be right. But I just don't trust Logan Paul. But we've got Eddie Thorpe coming up next. And if someone watched NXT UK and it can explain to me who Eddie Thorpe is, I will appreciate you. Valentina says Steven. Electra for the win. Electra picks up the win. Yes, she does. Lopez for the win. Excalibur saying, to be fair, I'm sure Electra is putting in a lot of work every day at the PC. If she wants to be a wrestler, makes sense for her to leave her there. Right, but it's not like they don't have practice rings at shows, and she couldn't get in work. She was on the main roster. And how much wrestling has Zelina really done since they've moved her up in place of Electra, if we're going to go that way? And I say the practice rings and all that because, Christ, we saw him going all the way back to when we had KO versus Roman in the last man standing match of seeing that stuff backstage. So we know that they still train up on the main roster. It's not like they just stop practicing. Most wrestlers come from small promotions in independents, not AEW and WWE. Fair enough. I don't think anyone was disputing that. Excalibur saying any color, not red. I don't know what we're talking about here. All right, I'm moving on past y'all. I guess Eddie Thorpe is the DJ for Stevie Turner and her streamer gimmick. He might be. I mean, he's like if you combine Nightwolf with a DJ, I guess, of any Mortal Kombat fans out there. But his DJing manifested a wolf in the sky. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Nick, they built up the 5-way match. Yeah, like I said, the Battle Royal. So they did the Battle Royal and they did the bit with Chase U and Schism. That's it. So we're almost an hour in to a 2-hour show. And it's the go home show for your big pay-per-view of the year. And you've built up kind of 2 matches. That's about it. Eddie Thorpe for the win. Damien, you don't even know who he's facing, what he's doing. If he's coming out here cutting a promo, you're just automatically taking that man for a win. You just instantly hopping on the smoking the hopium train there. Just a fan already. Roxanne is the problem. We could crown her the new champion at Stand and Deliver. But if she was already champion, how could she be the new champion? Make it make sense, Sway. She never lost the title, and that's what she was using and exclaiming in Sean's office to get herself added into the match. So she never lost the championship, so how could she be the new champion? But anyways, I will say this while we're in commercial break, folks. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. We are the alternative commentary for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling, whether wrestling channel, even the wrestlers watch, Christ, even people in attendance watch. Just already passed 1.53K subscribers, still just barely over a year. Headed on the road to WrestleMania. We're on night 2. And like I've said, and you've heard all of us say, of nobody does it like we do. Of you've heard the list of shows that we're covering this weekend, and even still might try and squeeze in this, that, and the third and everything. And that we're covering so much that even we forget how much we're covering. So absolutely, folks, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. If you are already subscribed, let everybody you know about us. Don't take nothing to drop a link somewhere to, send a message to somebody, all of that. Hey, check these guys out. But I've got Eddie Thorpe coming out right now, and that is not at all what I expected to see coming out to the ring. Of Rave Tatanka coming out right now, and Eddie Thorpe, and I say that respectfully. Eddie Thorpe is Carl Fredericks from New Japan. Fair enough. Well, they done did him dirty, I feel. But he's taken on Miles Bourne in a potentially under 2-minute match, I feel. WWE is big into the NIL program these days, not signing too many indie wrestlers. They were under Vince. We've seen a bit of a switch away from that, I feel, with Vince. Or with Hunter, we've seen a lot of returning people who already have experience who aren't the NILs. I mean, it does make sense to go that route because if there's a already program set in place that we've seen that can turn somebody that's a Division One athlete that wasn't a independent wrestler and all of that and turn them into a top prospect, I would say WWE and the Performance Center is it versus dark elevation, your one-off house shows, all of that. So I don't see the huge issue with that, but I don't think that that's an end all be all, especially under the Triple H regime. And this has actually so far been a back and forth match. Mercedes Moné is the most expensive signature photo at WrestleCon this weekend at $150 more than Goldberg, Bret Hart, Young Bucks, etc. No offense, but whoop-de-doo, Basil. Love you, small Mark, but to me, it's again that's a bit why you see those people that will hound these wrestlers with like 18 things to sign at airports and coming out of hotels and everything like that. But also, no offense, it's a little bit of an inflated ego from Mercedes. But if you want to pay $150 for her autograph, be my goddamn guest. I wouldn't choose otherwise. I'll say that. Thorpe with a big elbow. Nick, I say Wagner should go to the main after Mania with JBL's push. Push him with JBL or push him like JBL? Because I don't know if either would really work for Wagner. I think he's got to just go up there as like a big giant. Of maybe you push him, you build him up to be somebody versus Omos if you're going to move him up. But a haluva kick into the corner from Thorpe into now a 2 count. So what I thought was going to be a squash is very much already not been a squash, which I don't know how I feel. Mercedes can stick it. Steven said it. 150, no thank you. Took the words out of my mouth. I mean, Taker charges about that price, but he's worth it for sure. Yeah, well, one's the Undertaker and one's Mercedes Moné. 3 count, and Thorpe picks up the win. So, typical result. The result we expected was going to happen just took a little bit longer. But so he hits the spinning back kick to the belly and then the Pele kick. So did he just he ended the match with a crossroads? Why? I mean, is this guy's just somebody's creator wrestler? I feel at this point of the huluva kick's just my regular move, even though it's somebody's finisher. And I just end my match with a crossroads after hitting a Pele kick and all of that. But so I guess we do have the quote unquote potential hosts or alleged hosts of Stand and Deliver, or at least the host tonight for NXT of foreign Pharrell Williams, because they both literally are just wearing his same shtick from, I'm Happy era. But we're setting up we're building up the Gargano Grayson Waller match to where Waller showed up at the Gargano home and Gargano challenged Waller to a unsanctioned match, not to be confused with a lights out, an empty arena, a no disqualification, a falls count anywhere, or a last man standing, a Texas death match, what have you. So brave. Lackluster finish by Thorpe, spinning neck breaker, Nikki Cross finisher. It's the crossroads a little bit. Or no, that would be a bit more the stroke, like Double J. I guess Keyshawn just got me in the mood there with his comment of Double J should be the next belt collector. No, for the love of God, just please don't ever say that. Cheap Up, what up? Hey, fellows, all the best. WrestleMania weekend is finally here. Yes, WrestleMania week, and we are marching forward on the road to WrestleMania as we're on night 2. We're on Tuesday night as we've got Sol Ruca coming out to the ring. So we're getting the last chance women's championship qualifying match between Sol Ruca, Ivy Nile, and Indy Hartwell coming up next. So give me your predictions who you're taking for that match, folks, as we head into commercial break. But it's kind of the nature of the beast, though, when it comes to WrestleMania week or WrestleMania weekend, all of that of you just get compelled of, I just want to watch the wrestling of, you're like, all right, that sounds good. Oh, cool. They're having that. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Oh, we'll check that out. Like, we're covering anything and everything, folks. If we're having to talk ourselves out of covering 4 or 5 shows at the same time, why? Damon saying, what is the main event of NXT tonight? I think the main event is going to be more of a segment than a match. I think it's going to be the answer or response, the promo off between Grayson Waller and Johnny Gargano. That's what I think it'll be. I don't think it's going to be a match. If it was going to be a match, I feel like it would have been this women's triple threat. But then again, Sol Ruca, Ivy Nile, Indy Hartwell, main event. Maybe you're banking a lot. Then I feel if you're really putting a push on Sol Ruca, then I feel at that point, because Indy, I feel a bit should at this point be on the main roster, sit there and be with Dexy. She's not there. Neither one of them's doing anything, so let them do nothing together. And Ivy now, I don't know really what they're going to do with her. I think they could keep her down in NXT and build her up a bit of. She's still got the feud going on with Tatum Paxley because they had their falling out because Tatum just up and decided. I'm sure KJ knows none of this because he took his pause, A, on the show and B, on our show. But I think that maybe Tatum Paxley gets involved and costs it for Ivy now because, like I said, that's still a feud that's going on. The interesting thing with NXT is everybody has a storyline. Just unfortunately, more than not, they're not good. But I think that could play into this match. Damon taking Sol Ruca for the win. Dale taking Sol Ruca for the win. And Excalibur, anytime Sol Ruca's on my screen, it's a good thing. Fair enough. Chris, come on. Where's the Tiffany Epiphany? Yes. No, she's already in the match. Yes. So already qualified for that match is Zoe Starks, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton. I guess mine and Chris's halfway pick of I'm still a fan of Starks and especially Gigi, but the Tiffany Epiphany, Lyra Valkyria, who everybody that faces her ends up seeming to disappear. So I don't know if I'd want to be in a match with her. Let's hope Wikipedia is not right. I'll say that. No spoiler alerts. But those are the 4 women so far that are qualified, and I think obviously we're going to get Roxy added into it as well. Ooh, Cheaper saying one ending to win, but Ruca for the win. So everybody so far is going Sol Ruca. I don't know if what I saw was actual, so I don't want to make a full pick. So I'll leave it at that. I could see Ruca winning. I could see her doing cool SHIT in a ladder match. But so when does that become the qualification for being in a ladder match? I feel it's not on. I think that's part of even why maybe Axiom was added. I'm not saying there was a ladder match, but it's a 5-way match of he's not added on. You're going to actually potentially win. You're added because you're going to do the flippy cool shit. That's what I think might be the case. But I don't agree with that line of booking. I would rather put someone in the match that's going to be a fit story-wise versus just you're going to do the flippy shit. Because then if you need someone that's just there to do the flippy shit instead of storylines, you didn't book the story right.
Man, I waited around and like something good's going to happen. I'm going to come back. And I had to wait for Gallus to show up.
I was like, did he just pack it in and he just called it a night?
Right? No. Sol Ruca and who? Indy coming up next?
Indy Hartwell and Ivy Nile. Yeah, because I was saying if you missed the whole, we've had even more dissension and more fallout from the Diamond Mine of now Tatum Paxley and Ivy Nile fell out. Tatum Paxley just at one point up and decided mid-match, like not at the start, not at the end, just mid-match. Of just, nope, I'm out.
I'm done. I've had enough. So no more Diamond Mine.
Diamond Mine is a very loose term.
Okay.
Like, she's still got it on her Titantron, all of that. We've still got the Creed brothers, what have you. If it might be more of dissolving to a trio, maybe at the end just a tag team before anything.
Where's coffee?
In the pot. What?
Okay. Speaking of the pot, hi. Ivy Nile. I like Ivy.
She's got a little bit of Luna Vachani in her, I feel.
I see that. All right.
Could just be the look, could just be the aesthetic, but
right. Ivy Nile, large and in charge.
Well,
right. Well, little, but you know what I mean. It's all a mindset, Nick.
Yeah. Perspective. If you aim up, she looks a lot taller than if you aim straight on.
I could see the Creeds being called up. What do you think of that?
Well, that was a big story for a while under Vince. Of he was really a fan of having them up, of having them being involved. Of I thought was a lot of the speculation that they might have gotten split up, and we might have gotten, say, Julius gets a singles push over Brutus type of thing.
Okay, yeah. And I mean, Julius, they're both good. I mean, I still think they're pretty green, but
they're green as goose shit. But Vince just sees, what? You're beefy and you wear a singlet? Yeah. But so who are you taking, sir? Sol Ruca, Ivy Now, or Indy Hartwell?
I'm gonna go Ivy.
Fair enough. I was reading off the contestants for the match at Stand and Deliver, and I don't know if what I saw was a spoiler or not, so I don't want to make a pick. Before that, I will say, just impartial here, not saying anything, but I would have taken.
So do one of these women get in?
Yes.
Oh,
this is the last quote unquote entrant.
I feel like it has to be
Roxy probably getting involved or getting added. 2 count from Sol Ruca.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Soul.
You feeling the soul vibes?
Yeah.
I'm a soul man.
Big moonsault too.
They very much Bronco Buster. Or not Bronco Buster, X Factor, but yeah, they've very much built her up as one of their next big prospects, I think, on NXT.
Oh. Like this, even this, we were talking about little ladies, and Rio's been announced to take on your fave, Jamie Hayter.
Right.
And I retweeted it instantly with, "Dear Tony, why?" And again, I just like you. Okay, so you look at this match right now, and we're talking about developmental athletes that are relatively green. They're flying around. We get a nice moonsault, a face plant, but we're gonna have to watch Rio versus Jamie Hayter as an alternative. Whew, come on now.
Well, and it's again though, it harpens back to the I can't fit everyone on TV. So is your women's division that lackluster that you've got to run back Rio? And that's not a disrespect on Rio, because obviously
it is a disrespect for me.
No, I'm just saying with whatever she's got going on with fucking Twitter and all that. I don't want to get involved in that shit. But I'm just saying of
tough shit.
It's to me, it's one of those of you don't feasibly believe that she could win the match, B, the title, or anything. So,
but is it going to be a good match? No. Like, it's not even going to be a good wrestling match. Rio is not good.
Well, this is the same company that has Sheeta, has
but Sheeta's good.
Mariah has Tony Storm, has Willow, has Ruby Soho, has Britt Baker, has in why am I blanking on her name? Was paired up with Vicky Guerrero.
Nyla Rose.
has Jade Cargill, has Marina Shafir. I'd rather see Jamie Hayter versus Marina Shafir than I would see Rio.
I'll take a
Athena versus her.
I'd take a Kira Hogan match. I would take a fucking Penelope Ford match. The list goes. Rio is so low on the list of people.
Tay Conti.
Yeah, fuck, I'll take Tay Conti. Let's go.
Oh.
Even though she apparently got a boyfriend and forgot how to wrestle.
Well, you have to know to forget, but
oh snap!
Did you? I love and hate all of what I just saw there because Sol Ruka hit what she calls the Soul Snatcher, which is like an inverted RKO. Yeah, I know the name. And then Indy Hartwell sneaks the pin after she bum rushes Sol out of there, but then you have fucking what's his name there on commentary besides Booker T. Just constantly thrown out. She shoots the half. And that brings me back to fucking terrible Michael Cole calls and like Mike Adams and all of that. Like, it's one of those of you're trying to sound like a fucking MMA commentator when you're not, even by a half step.
Bit of a shocker.
Indy Hartwell picks up the win.
I like this finisher by Sol. It's different. And I mean, at least in this match, they found a creative way for the wrestler to be in the corner.
It reminds me of the Eclipse from Ember Moon, Athena. Looks impressive as shit when you hit it. Looks dumb as fuck when you don't.
Yep. I agree. Great. It was a good match. Sol Ruka's really talented. She's got a bright future. She's doing springboards. She's doing moonsaults.
She's super athletic. We've got Indy surrounded by everybody. Yeah, and don't mess with Leah Valkyria. She's the one that makes people go disappear. She was supposed to have a match with Cora, and Cora's out.
Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Well, there's my pick for Saturday.
I can't get in trouble. I'm gonna say this not too loud so I don't get in trouble. But if I can say Gigi Dolan 3 times and makes her show up in my house, I'm gonna say it.
Right.
Yeah, so see, Roxy's gonna be involved. So Roxy's getting added. So we've got unofficial Money in the Bank 6-woman ladder match for the NXT Women's Championship at Stand and Deliver.
Hey, she's back! Like,
I'm still halfway pulling for the Tiffany Epiphany because I do like
really? It. I want to know who shot Tiffany with the fucking makeup gun.
Homer Simpson.
That's why we're friends, folks.
Right.
The camera work was awesome for Soul Snatcher. Pause.
That's the thing is every time I say that, I'm like, motherfucker. I know what you're doing.
Ezekiel and Jebediah are back.
That's seriously, I never even thought of that. Yes.
Been spending most of my life. It's confirmed. Yeah, he's been there for a second, eh?
Yeah, well, he showed up at Deadline. Was their last kind of special show. He was in the crowd, and fortunately, it wasn't that one spot at ringside seat that they always have. It was, up in the bleachers there, amongst the people.
So okay, what's Dragon Lee doing now that he's the guy? I was there the night that they showed him.
He has been on commentary, and he's in the 5-way. That's it.
What's he like on commentary?
He gets people thrown into him quite a bit. That's about the most that we really heard. He just kind of sat there. He didn't actually talk on ringside. But speaking of talking, though, we're getting the best video or movie tie-in build up to WrestleMania in Hollywood that I've seen of the Bloodline doing Goodfellas. Of I'm funny to you? Funny how?
One of my favorite movie scenes, one of my favorite movies ever. And I've seen it so many times, but to watch them do this is so great.
It's so good. It's so good, and especially though because the rest have been so shit and so shit that
Yeah.
this makes this so good.
Right. And Paul plays the groveling, like scaredy, chicken shit so
But
well.
that's part of what makes Roman and Paul work so well is because literally they play the rules
Yeah.
perfectly. You fully believe 100%
Yeah.
that's how these people are in
Uh-huh.
real life.
Yeah.
The only other thing I thought they could have done is if you did instead of Goodfellas, if you did Sopranos. But
Yeah.
that's just being greedy.
Oh, Solo smiles a little. We get a
He
smirk.
cracks a smirk.
We get a smirk. My favorite line. Last week he was asking me for WrestleMania tickets.
It's still
You're a funny
he's
guy.
so good at what he does. There's still that sneaking suspicion
Right.
that maybe he doesn't lose.
You think, eh? Like, I mean,
It
it's
could
funny.
happen. You
Well,
can't rule
perception,
it out, but that's what makes this main event great.
well, perception's everything. Like Paul Heyman comes out on the aisleway and he's watching Cody, and everyone's like, he's scouting. What if he wasn't? What if he was scouting, but not in the manner you think he was scouting? Like there's so many twists and turns to that. And again, it's all Paul. Like even, did you get the answers you're looking for? Yes, I did. Well, what does that mean? It sounds really fucking
But that's the thing
ominous.
is the best storylines and everything and the best stories are the things that leave you with moments to where your mind can just race and go 18 different ways with it.
Yeah, and that's what's been so good about this. And this is the biggest challenge for Triple H and or Vince and or whoever is coming out of Mania. Can you continue doing this? Because right now, man, WWE is in a good spot. The shows have been good. KO Sammy has been good. Cody Roman's been good. So can you keep it up? Like if the bloodline does get minimized, is there enough around that you're still going to tune in? You're still going to thread through the stories?
I will ask this question because I feel like no one has. Are you more excited for this WrestleMania or last year's WrestleMania?
I think this year, which is odd. No, because last year was Stone Cold KO. It's a tough one, bro.
That's one moment, though.
But
Were
yeah,
you more excited for Roman versus Lesnar in a
no,
winner
it was
takes
good.
all match, title for title, Hogan Warrior
Yeah,
type match?
maybe.
And if we want to go, I pulled up the whole card. If we want to go through it,
Well, just quick. Part of my hindsight here is that last year's WrestleMania was built on a lot of surprises. We didn't expect what we were going to get with a lot of things. So again, we were kind of like, how do we feel about Mania? I feel like there's more buzz and more hype around this year. But if you have the card,
well, we've got stuff like we had the Usos versus Shinsuke and Boogs. We had
like
Drew versus Happy Corbin. We had The Miz and Logan Paul versus Ray and Dom. Bianca beat Becky. Cody beat Seth. Charlotte beat Ronda. That was night one. And then we get into the only thing that everybody remembers for most of WrestleMania last year, which is Stone Cold and KO, Pat
right,
McAfee and Vince and all of that shit.
right.
And then we have night two we've got RK Bro, the Street Profits, Alpha Academy. We've got Bobby Lashley versus Omos. We've got again a highlight of the last year's WrestleMania, Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn.
Right.
But that was your comedy intermission break.
We don't really have that one this year.
Jackass. What's up?
We really don't have that kind of comedy, slapsticky bullshit.
No, we have your built-in moments for your pauses for the causes, which, by the way, I stand corrected of because later on in this card we have the Pat McAfee Austin Theory match and the McMahon McAfee Theory segment and everything.
Yeah.
And that's when Austin came back out. But we have Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Carmelo and Queen Zelina versus Liv and Rhea and Natty and Shayna. You got Edge versus AJ Styles. That's where AJ just randomly cut his forehead open and everything like that.
Oh man, I saw a replay of that yesterday.
Yeah,
and he's kind of telling about it because remember he said he was pissed off, or there was reports he was mad, but him retelling it was like, I wasn't paying attention. I walked into the fucking thing.
Speaking of that, on just a different note, though, of the best thing that I saw recently when wrestlers talking about just shit that happened to them and everything, and what, especially when it synced up, was cutting back to the CM Punk Ryback spot when he's like, and he dumps me and misses the fucking table. And then that's when I just said, you're either dumb as fuck or you did that on purpose. Like, I saw that synced up with the spot, and that was just chef's kiss. But then we've got Sheamus and Rage versus the New Day. Then we've got the Pat McAfee, Vince McMahon spot, and then we've got Roman and Brock title for title. So again, to me, I think across the board, I would say there's more matches I'm looking forward to on this year's WrestleMania, and I anticipate that there's going to be those matches in between I don't give a shit about.
Yeah, but even the matches we don't like, some people don't give a shit about Ray and Dom. I want to see what happens. I'm curious. Omos Brock, a lot of people, including me, were like, oh fuck, did you really book this? This is Vince McMahon. But now I'm curious. Like, I gotta see what this is. You know what I mean? So even the stuff that I'm not like fucking let's go, I'm still kind of intrigued.
Well, we've got people agreeing of this year, Steven saying, well, wait until after Mania to answer the question. Well, that's fucking
right.
Fucking Polly Pissy Pants there. Just, I'm gonna wait until I know everything.
Well, I mean, the question was about our anticipation. Was our anticipation greater? So after the fact kind of defeats anticipation.
A little bit. Kind of, I think that's the whole word, anticipation, is beforehand. But
usually, precursor.
Miz will host a comedy break, or Miz as host will be comedy break. Yeah, no, he'll have some good moments.
Does Austin come out to fuck up the Miz?
No. He comes out with,
I think that would be hilarious.
LA Knights even sat there and said, by hook or by crook, come hell or high water, WrestleMania will have an LA Knight moment.
So. It has to, man. This guy deserves it. Like, has anyone else been treated so poorly? Like, this guy has run through the ringer, and he's so fucking talented. He
did the job with Bray, and we saw how that panned out for both parties respectfully. He's earned it.
Yeah. Now there's still all this speculation for what's happening with Bray.
Fuck and all. That's what.
Well, that's it. But there's curiosities going. I know people were buzzing a little bit today because they posted another Fiend match up on the YouTube channel, and
because that's the only way they're going to get any money off of his goddamn name at this point. Because he ain't going to show up and wrestle for him,
right?
But we're getting a video package, by the way, for the Braun Breaker Carmelo Hayes match, which to me, that again, it feels that big fight feel of either guy could take it. And that's, I think that's a big statement from this going from NXT 2.0 to where it is now, theoretically within the same year. Because I remember we were on here and it was 2.0.
Yeah.
And now we're white and gold instead of black and gold.
I watched the entire life of 2.0 live on YouTube. That is insane. Like from start to finish, I was live for it. Every episode, and like that's partly why I quit a few weeks ago. And for those who don't know, and why you haven't seen me on Tuesdays, I just got fed up with NXT. I couldn't take the softcore porn. Now I'm watching this and I'm like, fuck, this is really good. Carmelo, Bron, and how they're setting this up. I'm like, this is really good. But so much of the other shit was just so bad. And then I go to Impact and I'm like, oh, fuck.
A soul for a soul.
It's one of those careful what you wish for when,
Exactly. The grass ain't always greener.
Right. But listen,
everybody's getting injured over there.
Injured, bought up. Like Impact's going through killed off. I mean, Eric Young's dead. Taya Valkyrie got kidnapped. I think Su Yung did it. I really do think it might be Su Yung. But Su Young's got to be up in age. Am I wrong?
I don't want to speculate. I was just more of, so we're gonna get like zombie EY showing up because everybody thought he was going up to WWE and we haven't seen him in WWE. So does he come back?
I think that lends to the theories where a lot of people have talked about, you know, there's a fucking like herd of wrestlers at the gates and they're just waiting for Mania to kind of cut some people loose and start bringing them back into stories.
That's complete. We'll restock the shelves of. Sorry, we're getting a everything must go clearance sale,
right?
Clean house.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the rumors, but where has Eric Young been then? Would you
EY's a return at the Raw after Mania?
Maybe. I mean, I still believe Sanity comes back. I think Triple H.
I will give you credit, A, on calling that for a while.
Forever.
And B, if Sanity, like Damo, EY, and Nikki Cross all come out, I will pop for that. Like, that will be a holy shit moment.
If the place goes dark and that fucking backslash guitar riff comes on, and then the spotlight hits and everyone's like, what the fuck's going on? And they smush somebody. I don't care who it is. If it's Boogs and Elias, I'm in for it. And I think Triple H liked them. And I think that could be one of the things that when they went up to the main roster, you saw their entrance once, you saw Eric Young do 2 jobs, and you never saw him again. And then Nikki became almost a superhero.
Excalibur agrees with you. If Sanity's coming back, Nikki said she has no friends left for a reason.
Yeah.
Thing is, Impact lacks production value, whereas NXT has production ability. They just don't use it properly. Touche. And then I like the fact checkers of you just ask a question and it shall be answered. Of she's 33.
She's only 33.
So he's younger than me by a year.
I feel like I've been watching this lady wrestle for 33 years.
But that's called TV time of Christ at this point. Yeah. I mean, Wendy Chu's got to be like 75.
Well, I haven't seen Wendy Chu in a while. She's still probably
she got hurt. She got, she was
How did she get hurt? She fell to bed?
Well, she was a victim of the I Did It for the Rock, which we still haven't had answered.
So wait, more than one person
in the parking lot, but I guess she was already injured beforehand and they just played it into that.
Well, yeah, just roll in front of a car when she's hurt, obviously.
Well, we still haven't even had an answer or a speculation. Nobody's given a shit about the fact that Nikita Lyons got hit apparently by a vehicle.
More than one person's been hit by a car now?
Right. Apparently, the NXT parking lot's the most dangerous place to be on WWE property outside of Vince McMahon's office.
Seth Rogen reject. When did Hank the Tank start wearing a singlet?
Yeah. I feel like I should just at this point start holding up cue cards. After you left.
When I left, he was still rocking like jeans and fucking
when he was out here and we got a big day, gonna go to Home Depot. Yeah, no, he was Drew Gulak's protege. He was like, if you played like the 2K22 tutorial mode, he was your creator wrestler, became Hank the Tank there, and then Gulak heel turn and just said no. Well, he heel turned to heel turn and said, no, I want Dempsey instead of you, instead of just why can't we be friends?
Right. Why can't we be friends? People are saying Cora Jade did it. If I was to bet, I think that's probably where that's heading. Yeah. That feels really possible.
Wait, what the fuck?
I think Cora Jade hit her with the car.
Yeah, well, just like have you heard the thing going around? And I've seen it, and every time I see it and see people buy into it 100%, it makes me fucking laugh and chuckle. Of that Tony Khan allegedly, word on the street is that Tony Khan has agreed to let Christian show up at WrestleMania for one night only to reunite and have the Brood entrance. And I've sat there and laughed at anyone that fucking believes that and just said, do you watch wrestling? No.
That's where I feel like you and I start rumors all the time because we're just shooting at the hip. Like when I said, well, I mean, they killed him. Couldn't they lend him to WWE for a night? And the next thing it's a fucking
Yeah, but see, that's the
Wildfire
thing is
rumors.
though, half the time of what
So
we
no
say is
kidding.
more credible with,
Well, no kidding.
and I'll just sit there and put a flag in it of with how much we know, how much we watch of that, what we do and everything versus just, all I just need is a Facebook page and say, you know, I like wrestling for life or whatever and put a fucking picture of the Miz on there and then everybody believes everything I goddamn say.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's kind of how the way it goes now. It's kind of a little confusing, but
It's the dirt sheet news.
yeah, but it's just what not bothers me. What surprises me, Nick, is just the mass herd of everyone kind of like, if it, like, how is such a big collective? You all read this. Why is your instant reaction not, oh, that's bullshit? No, you get this giant collection of people who are like, this is gospel.
Because
It's
they want it
happening.
to be true.
I
Because they
guess.
want it to be true.
Right.
But speaking of things I want to be true and I think will be true, I've got a video package for Isla Dawn and Alba Fire and
Yeah, let's go.
hallelujah. Where's C Money with all of the pollen here? But
East.
100%, I think they are winning the NXT tag team titles off of Bar Rescue, Come Stand and Deliver. And again, I think they're a team that could be up on the main roster. If you want to talk about fucking spooky people that could be with Bray and your Wyatt Six and all of that shit, and you want to revive him and everything like that, then you put them with Bray instead of Alexa.
Yeah, I'm all for
Because
that.
guess what? They're a clean goddamn slate.
That's not a bad show. And I mean, Isla, well, hello.
Isla Newbar, you watching too much Jurassic Park?
Right. Listen, we were talking about Impact. Impact just crowned Coven your women's knockout tag champions, and Isla and Alba. Sorry, I was
killing me.
Isla and Alba.
Isla. Don't say the S.
You know, it's a silent S.
It's
Well,
a
get that
silent
S
S.
out of here. It's confusing me.
You stupid son.
Anyway, I think they're doing the Wiccan Coven kind of gimmick better. That's more entertaining, more interesting, more realistic.
It's because they're redheads. Why? But anyways, we've got Gulak versus Frank the Tank, Frank Walker. So who you taking?
Is this not the biggest fucking example of a bathroom match ever?
Bro, don't tempt me because I know I normally am here every Tuesday, but I'm tempted.
I mean, I'm here. Why wouldn't you?
Fine. Try to be nice and polite as you're the guest here now because you only make special appearances on Tuesday.
Right.
You ain't here in the grind.
I'm definitely special. It is what it is, man. Face purple smiling tears. That's our first entry into the Battle Royal tonight. So, folks, Daniel, thank you so much for the super sticker. Remember, when we pop it up, we can see it on the front normal, but it comes through the streaming service with a description, and those are the combatants in our weekly Battle Royal. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like Isla or Isla. Picking Gulak. Yeah, let's go Gulak. I don't get this. So Gulak and Dempsey are together now, and Hank's not. Last time I checked in, Hank was still wearing flannel and was friends with Gulak. So things have changed. Bliss currently wants to do one thing: work with Bray. And she will be at Mania. Bold statement, Mr. Excalibur. Bold statement. How true is that, though? Like, I agree. I think Alexa really enjoyed doing that. And I think since she hasn't been with Bray, she floated. She didn't do much of substance. Then when she started showing signs of the Fiend and glitching out, people started getting excited again about Alexa Bliss. So they were doing something. So if she's coming back, will they continue what they started? Will Howdy be around? How are they going to play this out? Here's my question, and I know we're watching NXT in this uber exciting match between Hank the Tank and Drew Gulak, but here's my question. Can they restart the Bray Wyatt saga and make it worth it? Can they make us dial back in? Can they pull our interest back into this? Or did we get too much of a, I don't know, it was a little bit of a fucking dry hump overall. Like it just never manifested. So can we get back into it? That's my question. Do you guys see, do you guys see Orton show up at Mania or wait until Raw after Mania? I don't know. Chambers, solid question, but it could go either way. I think Mania would be a huge impact. It's just where. And I honestly, when I think about it, I don't know that Cody's big moment will get interrupted by anything. The one during our prediction show, I kind of joked that what if Randy Orton cost Cody Rhodes the title? But I really do believe they're building to the conclusion of the Cody story. He's going to win the title, and he's going to stand. They're going to be giant pyro. That's my theory. But what if Randy Orton, because of the history between Randy and Cody, actually shows up and helps? I think it gets such a huge pop. The place will explode. And then maybe Randy and Cody are friends for a little while. And we all know I truly believe if Randy does not have much left in his career, I would love to see a program with Cody and Randy Orton. 100%. Randy and Cody fighting over the title. It will be good. It will be really good. Hank Walker pancakes Gulak. Could Bray versus Bobby be a cinematic match? I hope not. But we're not getting Bray versus Bobby as it stands now. It's not advertised. It's not listed. We got Bobby in the Andre now. So, Mark, I don't think we're going to get a cinematic match, because if you were going to do a cinematic match, it would have been recorded already. And because it's not already recorded, then what are we going to do? So I don't think it's going to be cinematic. I don't think you have enough time to produce it. And if you had produced it, then you would be advertising it for sure. You'd be building towards it. There is no build. We're going into the SmackDown before Mania, and there's been no build. We got the one clip, and then everything with the shit. Rumor is he walked out of MSG. I've heard multiple people rumor it now. That, or no, not walked out, no showed. Now, rumors, speculation, dirt sheet, I don't know. What about The Rock causing Roman Reigns the title? That's a really interesting thing. Have people held on to the hope that maybe somehow we don't get the Roman Rock match, but The Rock shows up and builds towards a match like a SummerSlam, Survivor Series. We know Rocky made his debut at a Survivor Series. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this is going to be as messy and get too many moving parts with it, but I like the fact that anything's possible. Do I see The Rock showing up? I don't at this point. And there's the cheat. There's the roll up. There's the win. Hank the Tank takes the W. Orton, Cody, KO, Sammy, and who for this Survivor Series? And who? Anybody? LA Knight. Put LA Knight on the team. I know he's going to end up on the heel team if they use him at all. Nah, put him there. I don't know. It could be anybody. It could be Jay White. We have no idea, guys. Survivor Series so far away, but it'll be interesting if it's them four. I'll be curious who they're going up against. Orton is going to hit the RKO out of nowhere on Solo at some point. I think during Zayn tag main event, the stadium will blow up. I do. But I mean, if you have that moment where Cody's in the midst of it, maybe there was a ref bump, and Solo jumps up on the apron and he's fucking with Cody, and out of nowhere he gets clipped by Randy. Woo! Sign me the fuck up. Yeah, you're right. The place will come unglued like banana sandwich. If Roman loses, it has to be a decisive victory, no roll up. I think it has to be. Like, I don't think it's going to be a cheap win. I think if Cody wins this, it has to be a battle. I feel like the only mistake the WWE really has made at this point was Royal Rumble was perceived too easy. Came in 30, not much adversity, barely had to, break a sweat. I think if he just wins this match easy, if it's like a lackluster match where all of a sudden he just gets a quick pin, I don't know if that's going to do it. You need this to be a battle of attrition. You need both these men to slug it out. You're going to have drama. You're going to have suspense. You're going to have holy fuck moments. And then at the end of it, I think he gets the win. And I think it's that you can see it now. Picture Shawn Michaels, right? Cody on his knees, title in his hands, or 2 titles, crying, looking up to the heavens, the fireworks, pyro like we've never seen. That's what I see. That's what I think happens. I think that's how we leave Mania, and I think that's the best way to do it. Because you leave Mania with so many questions at that point. What about what's next for Cody? What does this mean for the Bloodline, especially if they lose all the belts? If it's one fell swoop, a lot of questions are going to be lingering come that Monday. So up next, we got Brooks and Dunn against Tony and Stacks. What's up, Stacks? Rally Sport, how you doing? Welcome back, sir. Mania going to be awesome. Yes, it is. So many good matches, bangers, as Sheamus says. I also think LA Knight versus Bobby Lashley after the Andre the Giant battle was my prediction. People have rumored that somehow, some way, there's going to be an angle, there's going to be a setup, there's going to be a confrontation between LA Knight and Bobby heading into, or part of the Andre heading into Mania. I'm all for it. I think those are 2 guys that should be on the WrestleMania card. If we're going to get these showcase matches where basically we're handing out participation medals and letting anybody into Mania, you can't leave Bobby Lashley. Okay, let's say, you know what? LA Knight's newish, hasn't done a lot. Fine. He doesn't make Mania. Fine. Bobby Lashley's earned it. Bobby Lashley's been a stud. He's been in match after match. He's held belts. His match with his match with Brock was lackluster. This guy deserves a little more than he's getting right now, and I really do hope. I'm not the biggest Lashley fan. I think he's better off with MVP. He's better off with somebody that can talk for him, but he's a beast in the ring. He really is a strong, powerful dude. And he's done well. He's been loyal. He's worked hard. He deserves to be on this card somewhere. I think Bobby Lashley does an open challenge at WrestleMania, and a debuting superstar or returning superstar answers the challenge. So it's just the Bobby Lashley open challenge. They just, okay. He comes out, tells everybody he won the Andre, he challenges anybody. Then who answers it? Bron Breakker? Who loses earlier on that day? Maybe. Who else would answer it? Would you then have an opportunity for LA Knight to answer it because they had beef the night before?
I was about to say, you're about to leave a man whose name is LA Knight off the card in Hollywood. Does David Arquette come out in his replacement? That's the only thing I could think. That's, I'm going to Hollywood.
Right. Hollywood Hulk
Hogan has to LA Knight on that card, sir.
Right. We're going to get Hollywood Hogan for sure.
For life.
Right.
Which, by the way, I have it on good authority, so I want people to keep an eye out when we're here doing the WrestleMania stream and everything. Keep an eye out, for the one CJ Brand there and everything, but also some Wrestling for Life Network signs in the crowd and everything.
Oh yeah. They're better.
Oh yeah.
We'll do the if you spot CJ in the crowd and you send us a screenshot on social media, we'll send you a t-shirt.
Right. Yeah.
LA Knight's got to be there. I think Bobby Lashley's got to be there, Nick. I don't know if you disagree with that. I think they've earned it.
I say Bobby, I could see more in a match. LA Knight, I'm fine, honestly. If he's in a segment with Austin, you get my, well, I was about to say it, but I like being on YouTube. I was about to say my wet dream of just a versus a what off and everything. And that's what we have for 2 minutes. And then LA Knight eats a stunner, and then we just walk off with some Steve Weisers and all that. I'm fine with that. Am I the only one, though, that still every time I hear that, I don't think of Hollywood Swinging. I think of the Mace song.
I said it to you the other night. The minute it came on, I was like, what do you know about going out ahead?
Right.
Right? Like you just instantly.
That's how you know you're of a certain vintage, folks.
Oh, yeah. I feel bad because, all Diddy songs were like that. But, yeah, you can't hear the original without thinking that.
Right. But so who you taking? Brooks and Dunn, Briggs and Jensen, Nost Malone, and Little Bully.
Now, is this for anything?
This is for
fun
bragging rights. Oh. This is for I'm better than you. This is D'Angelo's in the 5-way, and Jensen, I don't believe they're on Stand and Deliver. I will double check to make sure. But yeah, no, they're just with Fallon Henley. They're with Bar Rescue when they challenge or they defend the NXT Women's Tag Title matches. So this is purely Tony's got the only thing going into.
What's Tony doing at how's Tony been in the last couple of weeks?
Actually, shit, Tony even on this fucking card. No. I thought he was in the 5-way. This match means double nothing.
Yeah, so this is filler, like the last.
Right. One. Well, that shows you right there. That's the answer to your question of he was involved. You were setting up of potentially him, and maybe we get the dijaconate of we're gonna get a trios. He was in that whole storyline, that feud, and then that just kind of ran its course, and just now we're here. We exist.
Homeboy looking like Matthew McConaughey.
Would your Canadian just slipped out there. Matthew McConaughey.
Right? He's looking like fucking Dazed and Confused over here. Right on.
Do you want to lose this match? No. Be a Sherlock cooler if you did.
That's what I like about NXT. I get older.
Fuck, you went there. I thought it. I didn't want to touch it.
I had to.
There. High five. Slap hands.
Jay White or Brian Cage. Brian Cage come out to address Bobby Lashley. Well, a lot of people talking about Cage.
So I'm conflicted on this because I'd rather watch Bobby Lashley versus Brian Cage because it's just two beefy boys slapping me. Who I would rather see in WWE, Jay White. Easy.
Yeah, I don't want to see Jay White fight Bobby.
Yeah, no, that should be Blade Runner 1, 2, 3. We're done here, right?
Yeah. And that's not fair to Bobby either.
Yeah, you're setting up Bobby to lose.
Yeah, I have nightmares of like Brian Cage and Ryback coming out together as a tag team. It's like the fucking worst nightmare ever.
Just meat.
Right? And we will call this team Beef.
Right. They just started their chain is KJ. That's when you wake up from the dream and just
right, yeah.
I think you and Cornette might have the same team, like Dream. Just he has the opposite team of like Kenny Omega and Orange Cassidy.
Yeah,
and
right.
You got Ryback and Brian Cage.
Yeah, I mean, I will be honest. I'd rather be locked in a cage with Kenny and Orange, but that's just me.
Kenny from South Park and an Orange, sure.
I'm down.
But so we've got Bar Rescue of coming to the not aid, just showing up because I guess.
So this is where you lose me on this show. We're in the middle of a match, and they click back for bad acting. Like if you don't tell them, I will.
Literally a solid minimum 75% of NXT now, week to week, is this. How Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends and so on. And like there's a cast of players that run Rampage. There's a cast of players that run NXT. They're week to week. Chase U's a group.
Oh,
Whether
dude.
they're doing something relevant, irrelevant, they're going to be on TV.
There
Whether
was,
it's good, bad, they will be on TV.
but Stevie Wonder would have landed that punch closer to his face than you just. That was awful. The sunlight between him and Tony, they slide down.
Instead
They
of
do a
slide a
nice looking
piece of
move.
paper, you can slide a phone book between there.
He just shorts his punch, and it looked terrible.
Well,
Sorry, I'm being picky.
it's one of those of, I guess it's more of knowing how to go towards camera and everything. Like that's the camera shots going right up on you and everything. Well, and it happens at times. It happens even to the best of them, like Sasha and one of the Rumbles. I can't remember who she was in the corner with, but they were both kind of like, yeah, the camera won't be on us. And Sasha's throwing the daintiest, the widest of punches and everything. And it's all on cam.
No, what I think one of the worst ones of recent memory that I can think of is do you remember the Dark Order came out and they mauled who was it? But like they had it was still when they had all the minions that would like make the chair and stuff for Uno. And who did they fight? Was it the Bucks? And they were just flailing, and it was the worst. 18
They
men.
were doing the Sean Hogan, the like I tap you and you just go sailing into the abyss.
Punching the mat, not punching at all. Like it was fucking bad. Then they got rid of them all.
Yeah. Well, and now they're re-signing them. But Smile Mark says, I find it out only 4 Hall of Fame inductees this year. I wonder if it's because it's scheduled after SmackDown didn't want a 4-hour ceremony. There still could be more. I've heard that they want it to be a smaller class. I think this class so far, has already been kind of pretty much all elites even before they were announced. And it's all respectfully not been that stellar.
Yeah. Like Rey Mysterio gets to be the standout, and I don't want to foo-foo Rey. Yeah, but I thought there'd be kind of more.
Don't worry, he'll swing up and he won't be able to reach you. You just do this and you can stop him.
Right. I mean, Ray's on a mean streak right now, so we got to be careful.
Yeah, well, we don't have mullets, so we're good. We're safe.
Dude, I still can't get over that. I wish Eddie Guerrero was my father.
That's the best line, though. Like, it's such a dig. Like, if you know, you know, and if you don't, it still digs.
Right. No, I saw pictures going around today of like Dom coming out in the lowrider for Mania. Do it. Fucking do it.
Absolutely. 100%.
Come out in the Lolo. Let's go.
Come out to Eddie's music.
Oh fuck! Now we're just go.
No, if he comes out and he comes out to I lie, I cheat, I steal. You're telling me that the crowd would not fucking pop initially.
Oh,
they would lose their goddamn mind.
Yeah. But the whole entrance, people would just like they have that shit-eating grin of like, oh fuck, you can't even like, fuck, boo.
But it would get everybody. It's one of those, as much as you hate it, you gotta applaud it.
This motherfucker. No, I think it'd be hilarious on the Lolo.
You're Vince Vaughn there with Ron Burgundy at the top of the ladder. Deep down with every bone in me, I despise you, but God damn it, I respect you.
Yeah, right. All right.
Yeah, so he comes out and he does it with he's got Mommy the Lowrider. Right.
Yeah. Well, Mommy's busy. Maybe he comes out. It'd be even better. Vicky driving.
No, I saw that she's still technically with AEW till July, so she would have to get that Tony Khan special one night only appearance card.
Okay, you can go, but you have to wear an AEW Forever t-shirt.
You have to wear something since you already showed up on my TV with a fucking Rhea Ripley shirt.
Still one of the coolest moves. I had no interest in that match except, and actually, you know what? Vicky and Nyla were rolling for a while there. Even that whole fucking shit show segment where they just stood on the stage and were chirping the whole time. It was fucking entertaining. It was better than the match.
When they stole the title belt from Jade, it wasn't half bad, honestly. I said Jade. And Nyla somehow sang that better than I did. Well, not surprisingly, but yeah. I still thought those were solid moments, solid segments. It was a solid feud.
Oh,
But yeah, still, even if you have Rhea's coming out later tonight, you have her. She just comes out in the lowrider, or you have Ray and you have Damian
well, it
Priest
depends on the
because
nights,
Damian
right?
ain't doing shit else. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be great. I really do, especially after him Chavo driving, of course.
oh, shut up and take my money.
Would you? Yeah,
Shut up and take my money.
the whole
If,
family,
if
Chavo,
Dom is in the back and Chavo's whips
Chavo and
out
Vicky in
in
the
a
front,
lowrider to I lie, I cheat, I steal. In Christ, and Pepe's riding shotgun, shut the fuck up and take my money.
right? No, I know it's a bit of a reach, some fantasy booking, but I think him doing something like that would be, especially like I said, for him to out loud, like, because everyone they've heard it for years, right? They're not dumb. They know what the fans whisper and what the fucking dirt sheets say. But I mean, it's fucking hilarious, and for him to literally say out loud, "I wish Eddie was my father."
Yeah, he just said what we were all thinking.
What the fuck? That would explain the haircut, bro.
Right? But we've got Tony tagging in.
Oh,
Chavo comes back to induct Dom and have Edge turn back, reform La Famis. Oh, introduce. Oh, sorry. I thought you said induct.
Oh,
So 3 count. So Tony D'Angelo picks up the win, pinning Nost Malone there.
tagged himself in.
And Fallon Henley, like Bar Rescues out here, they did nothing. Like this was a nothing match. This is a filler. Or this is a go home show for your pay-per-view premium live event.
We're not using any of our talent just because I cannot, like, I mean, Daisy
No, this
Duke,
is sorry,
Daisy
real quick.
Duke's all right. She's got, I don't know, but I cannot, I can't get behind fucking Fallon
Henley.
That one.
Yeah, that's Daisy Duke.
No, the other one's Daisy Duke.
No, the other one's Kiana James.
Yeah, Kiana James. I can't get behind her.
There you go.
Daisy Duke's all right.
You can't get behind. I might be playing a lawyer in a movie that might be on a Black and Orange website.
Right? Like, fuck.
What the fuck?
I hear you're looking for legal advice.
Oh, I'm going to show you. Oh, they're going to announce that. See, they've been hiding that they're a couple. So she smooched him in public. And this is the shucky ducky quack quack moment.
Okay, wait.
Brooks is on base is the call. What the fuck is happening with NXT? We're praising right now. Well, if this is a high point for your go home show, is the man got a smooch. The man has shown that he's not incompetent around women.
So why are the other two mad?
Nobody knows.
Oh, fuck. He kissed the chick. Now, what are we going to do at night?
There you see her sitting there across the way.
No, that's weird. Like, I mean, is anyone out there like, are they?
Welcome to NXT, where the storylines are made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah, I get y'all know why I hang out on Thursdays now.
Exactly. At least there's a fucking coherent storyline. It might be behind by 3 weeks, but at least it's consistent on Impact.
No, I mean, like, the wrestling's decent. Like, there was a couple really good matches here tonight, but when they start interjecting like this fucking soap opera shit, and it's so poorly acted, like, guys, you signed college athletes and put them in your development system. You didn't sign drama students. Maybe that's the new approach.
But it all goes back to like the 80s and 90s stories. Like I said, it goes back to how at times we watched a lot of Dynamite at times, or at times how we do watch Dynamite. There's good there. You just got to wade through a lot of shit to get to it. There's good in NXT. You just have to deal with filler matches. You have to deal with
bad booking.
You thought you might have sat on the remote and switched over to a soap opera channel or something like that with what's going on, but it's all the same show.
Yeah. How do you feel about Adam Page coming back, giving us the Stone Cold routine? I thought it was good.
With Adam Page with the "I'm gonna run you off." So On a side note, I'm of two minds when it comes to combining the Kenny Omega, the Young Buck story, all of that, the Hangman Page, the FTR, everything. Granted, personally, FTR, I've never rooted for you guys to lose a match more. I feel, and that's just out of respect of just they'll use you better over here.
That has to be the case, man. For the life of me, everything I hear out of this man, like Dax, like I listen to this man every week. I can't. I would want to hear what they see that we don't see about going back to AEW.
And I get he sat there and took a shot at even guys who do halfway what we do if we're not in the locker room, and that's fine. If we're taking what we hear, what we perceive out of it, and everything. But when they're mentioning how much drama is there and everything, they're getting caught up to it. When John Moxley, a guy that's been a cornerstone even when he was out of contract with the company, is literally saying, I've been here, and I've never dealt with more bullshit drama than I have in AEW. That's a telling fucking sign. When it's reached that point, that's we're in, we're level orange on the scale here, I feel. But also with Kenny's whole situation of his contracts up for debate, of he doesn't know where he's going to go, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I think a lot of this is pandering.
I wonder, it could go either they're building up and we're going to get the reunion like everybody wants, and all the AEW fans will, be up in arms and wave the pom-poms when we get the reuniting of the elite of Hangman back in the crew.
Don Callis,
or this is a way for Hangman to essentially, quote unquote, write Kenny out. And so when Kenny says, I'm going to go the Cody route, thanks, y'all have your own now new trios, while I'm, over here playing with Cody.
I think
playing with Jay, playing with Roman, playing with Cody, playing with the big boys, actually.
I think
I graduated to the adult table. Sorry,
that's all right. You can answer you. I think Don Callis is going to join the BCC.
No,
I'm telling you, there's something afoot.
That just made me hurt. Like that just deflated every bit of hopium I just had there.
FTR loses and goes to ROH.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I mean. They get booked better there. Christ, Eddie Kingston's got booked way better. Which, by the way, spoiler alert, Eddie Kingston will be the Ring of Honor World Champion by the end of this week.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. And we're going to be live for it. It's going to be a crazy Friday night. The night before Mania, we're going to get to see Eddie Kingston win a belt. Yes.
My heart beats still.
Oh, my God. It might be an Elizabeth moment.
I'm going to have the oxygen
ready,
the clear, all that shit on stage.
Right. But Tiffany, NXT is not over. We're heading into the main event. I will take a moment to remind everybody out there that we are back tomorrow. Dynamite, full coverage, 2+ hours. Crazy card, a lot of weird booking, but a lot of interesting stuff. We're going to get Cobb. Maybe we'll get more of the Elite story. Thursday, Ring of Honor at 7 p.m. We stay for Impact, and then we stay even later for Multiversa matches. We will be here for 4-5+ hours tomorrow night. Do not miss that. It's going to be a crazy Thursday. Friday, triple header. It's packed. Do not miss Supercard of Honor. We were just talking about it. Eddie Kingston is going to win the title. A lot of other good matches. Ring of Honor cards have been really good. Tony's done a really good job with Ring of Honor. SmackDown is going to be the night before Mania. We have some messages to send. All roads lead to Roman. I thought that was beautiful and poetic. And then we also have Rampage. A little bit of a nut on top of the cake, but we'll take it.
Pause the fuck. You perfect, and then I was like, wait, hold the fuck on.
Did I just say nut on a cake? Shit.
Yeah, no. Cherry on top of the cake.
Saturday, we're coming back with the XFL. This lovely man is going to give us your weekly update on all the fun stuff with XFL.
Whoa, pause. Strap on and strap in for the XXXXXFL.
It's all this shit. It's all the softcore shit I've had to watch.
Right? No, we'll watch I'll cover the Lingerie Football League. I will cover the Lingerie Football League.
Hey, anyway, back to the point.
Go ahead. Sorry.
We are here for Stand and Deliver, folks. We're going to give you full coverage, alternative commentary all day long. We start with Stand and Deliver. We're going to stick around. We're going to play some games. We got some trivia. We're going to do some talking. We're going to have some guest appearances, and we will have WrestleMania Night 1. Then we come back on Sunday, WrestleMania Night 2. We're back on Monday for the night after Mania, and then we just keep going. We're never not going to be here. So, folks, like, subscribe, share, and be a part of the family. Woo! I haven't done that all night. That was fun.
Right. Oh, sorry. I tend to. I'm kind of used to having to run the mouth here.
I'm riding shotgun, bro. I'm good. Jesus, take the wheel.
Don't call me that. Don't call me that. But so we're getting the Waller effect of we've got Grayson Waller coming up right now. We've got all sorts of security at ringside as he's making sure there's no chance Gargano's hiding. The same man that showed up at this man's house is petrified. He's hiding under the announce table.
Right.
Like,
he did. I mean, he did.
Now, just to me, this might be a little bit of old man yells at cloud of this a little bit castrates like your heel of like, dude, you showed up at his house. You should have no feeling. Like, you sat there and just came in like a fucking wrecking ball. Yeah, and now you're like,
well, because you jumped him at his house. He beat him with a rake. Now he gets to play the chicken shit heel where he knows his ass is about to get handed to him.
Fair enough. I'll give you that. I mean, this man whooped Gargano's ass in front of his wife and his child.
Why is he giving the announcer shit? What have I missed here?
Well, this was so Gargano is the replacement or the honorary stand-in for Shawn Michaels because Grayson Waller is very much been going at Shawn Michaels for all of this.
Oh, okay.
And so Gargano is just the stand-in fill-in. So Waller's pretty much had it out with everybody from guys in the production truck of we didn't get no Kevin Dunn. But we got people in the production truck. We got people backstage. Of Waller's just the petulant child of NXT.
I think he's good though. I think he's doing really, really well with it.
Oh, he's good.
Oh, that's pumped in for sure. The fans are looking at each other trying to figure out what it's saying. They started chanting something, and you could see the fans looking at each other like, "What? Who was that?
What are we supposed to do?"
Is Ciampa injured? No.
Yes.
Is he still?
As far as I've seen, he's injured and recovering, and from reports that I've seen of they allegedly have not figured him into post-Mania plans.
I like this one. You said your name was Zeus. No, I said
Jesus, yeah.
Zeus.
Dave's not here, man.
Right. Zeus, the father Apollo. I'll shove a lightning bolt up your ass. Don't fuck with me.
Zero to hero, just like that.
The match between Johnny Gargano and Grayson Waller is not a regular match. It's
he's got to agree to it. He's got to agree to it. It's allegedly.
Pause.
Polishing his head. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, I walked into that one.
Wax away, buddy.
Fuck. I was gonna make a joke and I walked away.
Johnny.
I like how there's like 3 people that got paid to have Waller signs there.
This looks like a fucking like a high school field trip is in the fucking audience.
Well, by the way, and I will polling the audience here and polling you as well, because I've seen certain people's peers of ours that said that the Austin Theory promo in the empty arena was on a different level and it was so great. And he's a future star. And regardless of I feel Austin Theory is a future star, but to me, that promo in the empty arena, the fact that they did it in the empty arena sucked. The promo was not that great.
I thought it was good.
So you agree that was the best way that they could have done that? That was
I thought it was
good.
real good.
That built you up for that match.
Yeah, I thought it was a really nice touch. Like, we see everything's the same, and this just had a different vibe to it. And I thought he
Yeah,
did a
Thunderdome vibe. A Vince
no
McMahon vibe because we've
Vince
got the
McMahon
wrestling
vibe.
or the WWE universe instead of the fans.
Yeah, I don't know. Waller in theory as a tag team would work. Yep, spot on. No, I thought it was good, dude. I thought it was compelling. I thought he did a really good job, and it's even harder when you don't have audience reaction to kind of dig into the emotion of what you're saying. And I thought,
So that was just the trial run of here. Okay, we're gonna send you out there, and you don't got anything to play off of. So you either got to be good or fucking sink.
yeah,
Like
because now I
it
think it
didn't work
stands.
for me. It didn't work for me, dog.
Yeah, I was less critical of that. I thought it was all right.
I wasn't a fan, but we've got Gargano. Well, we've got Waller now shirtless, and Gargano was a cameraman all along. So they're
Yeah, of
pulling
course.
into the AW storylines now.
I
I see
kept looking around. I thought maybe he was wearing a wig, but he's little, so we would know.
he did a little fella.
Yeah, look at the fans. He's right there.
Well, no, like I said, we're working in because AW had a storyline to where I can't remember the full storyline, but to where they thought somebody was a cameraman hiding in disguise the whole time, and now we've gotten proof positive that it was Johnny Gargano because he did the widow feller. And good God, I've bounced before, and these guys are doing fuck all to try and actually break these guys up.
Well,
like, let me just loosely grab you by the waist.
Yeah. And I've had that gig a couple times myself. You generally don't lean in with your chin. Like, you don't really go like walking into the situation.
You do it like you're taking a bump of just
right
fucking head tuck, chin out.
Oh, Gargano running around. Oh shit. All right. I'm looking forward to this match.
Both of these men collectively weigh the weight of one of these security guards, and they can't fucking separate them.
Stop them. Buddy, if this was in some fucking bar down the road and on fucking World Star, they would have had him picked up and body slammed on the fucking sidewalk by now.
Yeah, you'd be getting a replay right now of one of these bodyguards just powerbombing the shit out of like Gargano or something. As the crowd's chanting,
but that being said,
or it's pumped and they're reading the cue cards. That's what it seems like.
I think this match could be the match of Stand and Deliver.
Oh, it'll be good. Don't get me wrong. It's just been a weird build.
I'm shocked they showed up at his house.
Nothing with Gargano has felt natural,
This is better.
Better? So you would say this is better than anything before when he was in Black and Gold and all of that?
No, not Black and Gold. No, this is the best thing he's done since like the Way, since his call up. Like, this is the best thing I've seen out of Gargano in months.
So it's the best thing since the worst thing he did.
Yeah, like it's the best thing since the last time he was really good, if that makes sense.
Since the last time he was on
since
TV.
He left. Yeah, since the last time he left. I don't know, man. I think that, like you said, he actually seems serious. He's in a conflict. I'm all for it.
Fair enough. But
that doesn't
smiling. Sorry, go ahead.
He's not fucking around and smiling as always. Like,
I'll give you that. To me, it's the when you watched it week to week and you get into the so you're Shawn Michaels' replacement, and he's been doing all of this build towards Shawn Michaels, and now we've had a week of he showed up at your house and he whooped your ass in your front yard, and you still haven't really gotten your comeuppance, but you're Johnny Wrestling, and so you're supposed to be good, and you're synonymous with NXT, so and they ain't doing shit with you on the main roster, so.
Well, that's it. I mean, I like him doing something, and I think this will be a really good match. And at least, like I said, Johnny Gargano's kind of intense and into it and serious. I'm okay with it because I don't like anything else he's doing right now.
Fair enough. But speaking of seeing what people or asking what people, or I'll get there, of liking what people are doing, I got there. We do take a rating at the end of we do take a rating at the end of every show, as that is the end of NXT, your go home show for Stand and Deliver. As I already see the ratings rolling in of we've got Larry with a 7 out of 10, Daniel with a 7 out of 10, Excalibur with a 7 out of 10, Dale with a 7 out of 10. We got a 7.5. Do I hear 8? Do I hear 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, and 8.5, 9, 9, 9, 9?
No.
Seth Rogen in the audience? No, his stunt double wrestled though.
Right. That'd be awesome if Seth Rogen could show up to like Stand and Deliver. And you stand next to Hank.
That's what he would just do.
Right. 6.9 from Big Jeepers.
Well, now we're just splitting hairs here of like, I'll give it a 7 3/4.
I'm like, I don't know. Am I crazy to feel like 7 across the board is high? Like, I'm
no,
what happened tonight?
No, you're not.
I'm trying to think.
It's how much so, especially because you're somebody who you're the perfect person to ask this, actually, of you
Right.
taking a pause for the cause from NXT. So now you came back because it's WrestleMania week and everything. You got hype. You heard about Stand and Deliver and everything. You want to tune in. You want to see it. So I might as well tune in to the Tuesday beforehand. So I got to see. So I know what's going into it. How excited for you, based off of this NXT, are you for Stand and Deliver? Outside of just your previous wrestling knowledge.
I think there's a couple things that happened here tonight. I mean, the women's ladder match I thought was propped up pretty well tonight. I like the whole, like, you know, each
you didn't know who was in it.
Well, now I do, because they all stood around the arena. I was like,
they
okay,
all just stood there
3.
menacingly.
The Roxy storyline I'm happy with. Like, as far as now she's back, she's holding that title over her head again. So it's her belt to defend, and I think she's got a good shot at it. The ending was really good. I didn't much care for the tag match. Yeah, I felt like 7 is a little aggressive for me. But back to your question, I think they did a pretty good job of selling me on the upcoming pay-per-view.
Pretty good. So
I think the selling was better than the actual this week's content, if that makes sense.
But so what sold you on the mat on the show?
Well, I'm not sure. Like, I mean, I didn't love the show, to be honest. I thought, I mean, I was thinking
No,
a little
I'm
bit
saying,
lower.
so what from tonight?
Oh, sold me on Stand and Deliver,
sold
like I
you
said.
to go and watch Stand and Deliver.
Pardon me, folks. No, well, like I said, the ending of the show I thought sold me pretty good. The women's situation sold me pretty good. I mean, we had the kickoff, so now I know Axiom's going to make it. That was a little lackluster. The build for Carmelo and Bron was really good. The little pre-tape package was nice.
Right.
So there was some stuff there where I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to Saturday, and I really think that Gargano and Waller match is going to be wicked.
It felt very much like a pre-show instead of a go-home show. And I know to some people that's like, well, aren't those the same thing? It's like, no, the go-home show is what sells me without even watching the pre-show.
So, yeah, not much there for you? Like, you didn't like, oh, okay.
Not there much for me. I guess it's more because I'm here week to week and everything like that. Of I was already going to be here for Stand and Deliver. It seemed, like I said, it felt to me like a pre-show for Stand and Deliver of, I was already going to watch it. It already seemed good. There's already plenty of matches on there that seem good of where, you know, putting lipstick on a horse type shit of we're adding icing on a cake that already is iced. We're kind of doing some unnecessary stuff, some little extra stuff of we feel like we might have not done enough. So here, let's add some more. Yeah.
7 isn't high, and some decent matches and go home show. 7's high enough. I mean, that's an average for me in my head. It's like a C.
Well, then we've got Nick. I'm lukewarm about it. Well, then I also like this. If KJ needs Cliff's hat, KJ Stradamus.
KJ Stradamus.
You even fucked up your own new nickname.
I can't. There's too many consonants to start that fucking name.
You put the wrong emphasis on the wrong
side.
Right,
just completely just fucking butchered it.
What? Oh, buttercream. What the fuck?
I thought he was calling you buttercream ice cream. I was like,
Butterbean. I'm out here to knock out Bart Gunn. I felt like they taped it.
And I thought Larry was
That's a valid ass point.
It felt a little taped. I agree.
Yeah, that's why you felt right at home there with Impact and Ring of Honor.
Right. Fuck, I can't watch a live show to save my life. I think for me, that's what I said. The bulk of what they were doing for the selling of the show or selling for stand and deliver was coming off the taped packages, right? So yeah, I mean, I liked it. I think I'm more leaning towards a 6 for me.
Fair enough. So you give it, well, Jack gives it a 7, you give it a 6. But see, to me, the video packages, that's why I go to it was like a pre-show of, and I get it's this go home show to an
Yeah, I'm
extent,
confused by
NXT.
the
But
differentiation there.
because, well, no, of saying of how you had a video package that led into a nothing match that was just, hey, we
Yeah.
need to get these people on the show.
Well, I expect a
That did
couple nothing
nothing. There was
matches, right?
maybe 3 moments across 2 hours that actually built outside of a video package we'll probably see the day of Stand and Deliver, that built up the match.
No, I don't know. Like, it didn't feel. I wasn't bored, so I mean, good marks for that. But yeah, I thought, like, again, that's what I expect for a go home show. Like, we got the women's tag little package saying that they're gonna win. I thought that was well done. I expect 1 or 2 filler matches. You're not gonna get Braun Breaker and Carmelo in some match
Oh,
tonight.
I'm not saying you're not going to have filler matches, but I'm saying of especially like sell me on the show.
But I thought they did the whole show. That was their whole effort.
No? I'll go 5.5.
Okay. The weekly guy hates it. Maybe I should come back to Tuesdays.
Yeah, I like it's one of those of it when you're here. It's one of those. It felt weekly. That's the thing, I guess.
Okay.
Is it felt weekly, and it shouldn't. When it's the go home show, it shouldn't feel weekly.
Yeah. NXT card is so. What would you hope? Like, what?
I'm not questioning the card for Stand and Deliver.
No,
I'm
but
saying
like,
as far as this show selectively of getting me hyped to watch Stand and Deliver.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's my statement on it. Of like I said, of me personally, I'm excited for Stand and Deliver. I'm 100%. I'm already anticipating Stand and Deliver and everything. I was more excited for that than I was tonight. Obviously, it's to me nothing, especially I guess halfway looking at it as I watched this weekly versus what I would anticipate if I didn't watch this weekly. Nothing here would compel me to watch Stand and Deliver if I already wasn't going to watch it.
But see, that's interesting because I quit NXT. I watched NXT for the first time in 5 weeks tonight, and I kind of want to watch. Like, I'm like, okay.
Was it the video packages or the matches that sold you?
It was the show. It was the packages. It was everything. Like, so is that what you feel was lacking? Was matches that are connected to the stories?
Yes.
Okay, but okay. But I'd see. I expect to see packages and promos.
But that to me is a pre-show.
No, because you're not going to put them in the ring. Like I complained last night about using all 8 people that are going to be in the Fatal 4-Way at Mania on Raw. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, we're going to see it in a few days. Don't put them all in the ring.
I could have an in-ring promo between Carmelo and Bron versus
instead of a
video package.
Okay, valid.
I could have you could build like a better build, I feel, or you build up and you save versus Tony D'Angelo in a nothing tag team match getting a win, and you save that match is the qualifying match for the women's tag or ladder match and everything. You build up anticipation for it. You treat it as a mini premium live event versus just this is a weekly taping, like I said, but here's the build-ups, here's the video packages for Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. I wish Indus was involved. I'm surprised they're not. I really thought there would be something here with the trio.
I want them on the main roster. That's how I feel. I know Jinder's been good, and I do like Jinder, and I think depending on how they want to go with the NXT title, I could see him even having a reign with it and everything, and him and Indus doing a dominant faction storyline down at NXT, but they just look so goddamn big and impressive that I mean, Veer's the smallest human being out of that whole group.
Right.
So I think they fit on the main roster more than NXT.
Yeah, man, I would love it. Like, I mean, especially in a suffering tag team world. And I've said this multiple times on these streams. I grew up a big tag team wrestling fan. That was my favorite shit. And it just lacks right now. To put them in the mix, yeah, let's do that.
That's why we the best tag team doing it. Why?
Ah,
We grew up with the Dudley Boys. What? The Hardy Boys. What? Edge and Christian. Why?
give me some Legion of Doom. What a rush.
Oh, agree to disagree.
I love Legion of Doom. What do you mean? Gargano and Waller in a pit? Nah.
In a fight bit,
In the
shout out
fight bit,
Owen Hart, Ken Shamrock.
right? Unsanctioned match between Johnny and Grayson Waller steals the show. I kind of agree with Jack. Excalibur pretty much on my side. Appreciate that. What is this?
Most anticipated match of all weekend: Eddie versus Claudio, Roman versus Cody, NXT ladder match, Rhea versus Flair, Demon versus Edge, Hell in a Cell, Reach for the Sky ladder match. God damn, that's still a murderer's fucking row, though. And that's why you need to be here, folks, because every match that's named right there, we'll be here live for, talking about, watching with, hanging out with y'all.
You know what, Smile Mark? There might be a slight difference of opinion from match to match, and that's everyone's cup of tea and what everyone's shot of whiskey might be. But what you just highlighted was there's a whole lot of fucking shit going on this week.
A whole lot of good goddamn wrestling.
Keep in mind, we're getting Omega and Cobb tomorrow. We're getting the BCC versus Dalton Castle and the Boys, which I'm oddly...
Don't bring that up. That's not a highlight. That's not a highlight.
I listen, I don't understand the booking. I don't know how we're getting here, but nonetheless, like you said, then we're getting the Multiverse United. That's going to be
we're getting night. Mike Bailey versus Tanahashi.
Yeah, sign me up. And I mean, no offense to Tanahashi. I know we were talking about Osprey being on this card too, but Tanahashi steps in. It's going to be a barn burner with Bailey. Bailey we see every fucking day, I feel like.
A little bit.
The best smile in all of wrestling. And then Friday, we come back. And again, we don't know what SmackDown's going to have for us. We do know Supercard of Honor is going to be a fucking banger. Dude, I'm going to cry when Mark Briscoe wins the fucking title. And then that's not even on this list.
Between when we have probably the whole tribute during the Reach for the Sky ladder match, when Eddie Kingston wins the belt, and then that's not even still talking about when we've got the all roads lead to Roman. We're going to get the final confrontation, the standoff, the shootout at the OK Corral between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
I might need
before to bring WrestleMania.
Right? No, I'm down, man. You're not wrong. It's going to be fun. But Mark definitely highlights, like, just there. That's a solid fucking weekend unto itself, and there's so many other things that are to watch and look at. So, like you said,
it's funny because Mark's match versus Joe wasn't even mentioned in there, and that was one that you brought up, and is a fantastic match to look forward to.
Yeah, man. I mean, we might get to see KO and Sammy win the tag titles at Mania. Like that's like watching two guys' childhood dream come true together. Like it's crazy, and whether we feel like the build for it, it's been perfect, and I think if they win it, I don't know how they don't, to be honest.
So what you're saying is, folks, strap on and strap in, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe, because we're here covering anything and everything. We're your wrestling buddies you need in your life. We're your alternative commentary for everything, as we've already listed off multiple times. Where the wrestling channel, even the wrestlers watch, which shout out to our interviews, you can go and watch that, and even people in attendance watch. And like I said, if we might even have CG out there at WrestleMania, we might see some Wrestling for Life Network signs out there. I'm sure we'll have plenty of reactions that'll end up getting clipped and everything like that, and get put in compilations and everything.
Right,
100%. This is the place you need to be. Not only for all of your wrestling coverage, but B, especially during WrestleMania week.
We are the place. That's it. Our shit is real. Our shit is authentic.
There we go.
You put that for life with it.
How the turns have tabled.
Right? No, I'm just feeling like that's where we go with this, right?
Well, I mean, shit, if that's how you want to wrap this, that is.
No, I don't. Yeah, I figure we're going to head towards this door, get a good night's rest, and be back at it again tomorrow and all week long, folks. Check us out on Twitter, social media. Check out the merch store. Check out Discord. Check out all the shit. Just do it. We're the best.
around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down. But yes, folks, that does it for NXT. That does it for night 2 on the road to WrestleMania on WrestleMania week. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. That is KJ. I am Big Nick. So wait, this is where I get thrown off. So do you do my part and I do your part, or do you do your part and I do my part?
Are you gonna hit the button for the video, or am I?
I can hit the button, but I don't know about the catchphrases, the send-offs, and all that. I can already you do your send-off and I'll do my send-off. There we go.
Okay, go.
No, you go. I end. You go.
I just did your shit.
No, what the? Anyways, all right. That is the Wrestling for Life Network, folks. Happy Tuesday. We're only 2 days into the week of WrestleMania. We've already lost our goddamn minds, folks. So absolutely, you already know this is the place you need to be to have a good time when it comes to professional wrestling.
Real, it's authentic. Work with it.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about the wrestling, you better put that for life with it. Gimmick infringement. How you doing? Keep it moving. Peace.
See you on the side.